I'm alive. Hello, guys. Good evening.
Hello.
What's up, Alex? What's up, Yusuf?
What's up?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank
What's up,
you.
Kalis?
Hey.
Welcome back, Kalis. What's up, Harry?
Hello.
What's up, Manav?
Hey, doing good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. And what's up, Faraz?
Yo, hi, how are you guys doing?
Very well, thank you, Faraz. Welcome. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's admit Rami's back. What's up, Rami? Welcome back, Rami.
Hello.
What's up, Sujal? Welcome back, Sujal. And 3, 2, 1, and bam, we're live as well. Perfect. Guys, we've got a packed session today. Really looking forward to it. A lot of people have put footage in. And you know what? I was just wondering why it's been so busy these days. Number one is summer. How's everyone's summer break going? Everyone off school, off work?
This is the last day for me.
Last day for you, yeah?
Yeah.
So back to school tomorrow?
Yeah.
Which grade are you in?
Now 10.
Grade 10. These are the important years, huh?
Yeah.
Tell me about it. During summer, it's the best time to go karting. That's why we're also getting a lot of people join. One thing before we start today, very, very pleased that we've passed 800 members on the academy. It's always nice to see the community growing. And that means we've got a lot of track work and tracks to review. Today we're going to go through in order of submissions. We have a couple of track diagrams to review. Hopefully we're going to add some footage over that. Then we're going to review Ethan's footage. Hassan's got some footage. Alex got some footage. And Kalis as well. Let's see how things go. First of all, I want to start based on comment order. So on the pinned post, we had Manav who put his comment in first. I think after Manav, we'll go to Kalis. And you know what, Kalis? Since you are our resident UAE driver, why don't we start with your footage and then we can transition into Manav's? How about that?
Yeah, that's amazing. Thanks.
Can you send over a link to your footage? I believe I lost your link. Always remember, if you want it to be reviewed in a session, put it on the latest comment, so the latest pinned post on the academy.
Yeah, I submitted that post like a few weeks back, but then I didn't attend the session.
No worries. You can put it in today's pinned post, and you can put it on the send me over Google link as well. Welcome back, Muhammad. Just in time. How are you, Muhammad?
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Muhammad, if you stand by, after Kalis, we're going to go through Dubai Kart Drone. So would love to have your opinions on that.
No problem. I'm just here. I'm just chilling, playing video games in the back while listening.
I was just saying last few days of summer, huh? Before school starts again.
That's pretty sad. Still waiting for my engine to be rebuilt for the past 3 weeks, but
Really?
yeah.
You've been out of action.
Yeah.
All right, Kalis. We're back. We're back at
Look at that. That's my old cart.
Let's see.
Or maybe not. That's probably not my
Pack
old
pick
cart.
lane. Did they just finish a rental car session?
Oh no, they're getting ready for a new rental car session.
Getting ready. I was gonna say, I hope they didn't mix you guys up. That'd be quite dangerous. So this was a couple of weeks back, Kalis, and it was your second time in own a car.
No, it was like my third or fourth, I think.
Third or fourth time, okay. Second bit of footage we're seeing though. And
Yeah.
how was the track on this day? Was it a weekend session? So there were some other drivers as well.
There weren't a lot of drivers before this, and the track was a bit dusty.
Track was dusty. Okay. What tires are you running?
It like it was like half and half. Like one side was Vega, and another one was something else. I forgot.
Wow, that's impressive. Maybe Mojo on the other side.
Yeah, it's Mojo. Yeah,
Oh, and are they both similar wear, or were they brand new when you put them on?
they're both brand new.
Both brand new. Oh. So, what was the difference?
Difference. Also, I had like there was a couple sessions before this. Those were old tires, and this is like the first session with the new tires.
Awesome. You can already see
the
just
new
by
tires.
Sorry.
Yeah, the new tires had way more grip, and it was like better handling overall.
Yeah, you can already see that within your first couple of laps. Do you do any specific tire warm up when you go out on track?
No, it's they said you don't need to warm the tires as such because like it's karting.
Okay, interesting. You know, you'll come up with your own strategies and ways that'll help. Things like bit of weaving left and right, hard braking as well in some corners. Just trying to get some tire temperature in. And especially when it's brand new, that's the time you can really push the cart. What did you feel was the difference between, I guess, the first session you did and now? There were different types of tires, right?
There were different types of tires and different carts because the first sessions I did was with Alin Raceway's DR carts, and they had like the whole chassis was like standard. This one it had like
Right.
race stuff. I'm not sure. Like it was like they purchased it with some like it was set up like it had race setups. I don't really know what it is, but Ford Racing said it's like better for racing than the one Allen Raceway had.
All right, okay. Physically, how are you finding the road tax now? Been a
I
couple
got
of sessions.
really used to it, and it feels the same as a rental now.
Amazing, amazing. And each time you do 2 or 3 sessions on track?
Yeah, and this day, since it was a trial with Ford, I did 5 sessions.
Wow, 5 20-minute sessions?
15.
5:15, yeah, that's tough. That's tough. So where's your fastest laps during this video?
It gets better to the end, like it's progressive.
Yeah, I can already tell you're slowly pushing it. If we go to about halfway, that's normally where you expect to be fastest. I just want to observe a few laps. Any particular doubts you were having? Any questions you had in mind after the session?
Um,
What was the
Not
feedback?
really. Feedback from the team, I learn quickly,
Okay.
and like I do everything they tell me. Like if they tell me to do this corner, that I'll like focus mainly on that corner.
Yeah, and that's very interesting. So this was your first trial with Ford.
Yeah.
So talk us through how a trial day goes. If somebody's joining own a car team for the first time, what do you expect?
So first you do the seat fitting. They make sure you fit in the seat.
Okay, how long does
Then you
that
do how long? Like 5 minutes.
take? 5 minutes? Okay, not bad.
And then we do a session.
All right.
then we take a 1 session break and we discuss like where I went wrong, what I could do better, stuff like that.
Amazing. Is there a driver coach?
Yeah, his name is Hussein Umid Ali.
Hussein,
Yeah.
Hussein Omid Ali. Well, you got a very good coach. You got a veteran driver. Listen up, yeah. When he's telling you things. No, he's a really experienced driver in rentals and race cars, and all around just a great guy. I knew him since SWS days in 2016, and he's always doing some kind of racing. How did you find his feedback?
His feedback was amazing. He really like told me like how exactly I can like fix every corner.
Right. What sort of things was he telling you?
Like don't go too wide, stay. So half your tires are in the rubbered in part of the track and the other half in like the inside part. So you get more grip on the outside tires since you need more load there.
And are we referring to the rubbered part, meaning the darker part of the track, like over here, for example?
Yeah.
So he's saying put half of the tires on the darker patch and then keep half of them off.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. What was he saying about braking?
Brake a bit earlier since the track conditions aren't that great, and steer in like a bit earlier.
Nice. Did you find that made a difference? Braking early, steering a bit early.
It definitely made a difference in like some parts of the track, but the others were just around the same.
How are you finding the oversteer? Because I'm just watching your steering. What's happening? You put the gas down. You're having to do corrections a lot. Is that just you're trying to?
That's just the cart.
Yeah, you see what will happen.
The cart steers very like easily.
Exactly.
So
So you want to try and be as neutral as possible, right? How were your
Yeah.
hands after 5 sessions?
they were fine.
That's good. A lot of new drivers will struggle with vibrations, number one as well, and also physicality because it's quite demanding. Soon you want to really start pushing on your steering wheel and known carts that can really manipulate the weight transfer. That's how you'll see top drivers do neutral steer. Only cost to that is just demanding on the arms. And I think just by looking at these first 7, 8 laps, it's really nice to see you pushing a bit more now. Compared to the first time you ever did it, and now I see a big shift in confidence. And that's because you've done so many more laps and so many more sessions. You're supplementing that as well with having a coach who's going to be giving you pointers after each session, so you have a debrief. And that is the quickest way you can progress and get faster in karting is do one session, you have a debrief. What did you do well? What can you improve on in the next session? Do another session, have another debrief. What do you think is still something you can work on for the next sessions?
It's wait, let me see.
Anything in particular?
5 and 6, corner 5 and 6.
And 5 and 6. That was turn 1 we went through. Turn 2. And then is this turn 3 coming up now?
Yeah, no, this is turn 3, yeah, and then this is
4.
4.
All right.
And then the next
5 and 6 is here. What are you struggling with at 5 and 6?
Maintaining the like cart, like it's slipping a lot.
Okay. Where is it slipping?
Throughout corners 5 and 6.
Entry or mid or apex or at the exit?
Mid, like around mid, like the apex.
Here. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because of the time you go on the throttle? So you're on the brakes. Watch your right foot over here. Now you're feeding a bit of the throttle. That's what I can see. Is this is a very sharp turn, and because you're trying to accelerate out the corner, you can even watch your steering wheel, very well controlled. And yeah, you managed to hold the car. We got some resident Align drivers as well joining the live, which is awesome. Taha Hasiba, we need some tips for turn 4 and 5, or turn 5 and 6. How can we avoid sliding? Please let us know. Whilst you comment that, we'll go over to Muhammad. What do you observe on Kalis's driving over here through 5 and 6? Firstly, turn 5. How do you attack it? And we got Better as well. Welcome, Better. Let us know your thoughts, guys. Turn 5 and 6. I know you're regular drivers at Align. Muhammad, you there?
I'm here. Yes.
Awesome. Muhammad, how do you take turn 5?
I sometimes depends on the grip. If there's lots of grip, I just go wide. Come from wide. Turn 5, I take it a little bit wide, and I cut
Okay.
inside for turn 6.
Amazing. So I assume you're taking it flat?
Yes, it's flat until now. You break around like after the tiny left kink.
Amazing. Guys, I believe it's not 100% flat. All right, with your steering, some people are saying you can be a little more careful with the initial
Honestly,
input.
I think the tire combination is very interesting because
I was just gonna say that's definitely gonna impact. Yeah, half Vega, half Mojo.
it's like the Vegas get worse and worse by every lap. The Mojos, they stay at the same lap for a bit. So if it's like half, like the 2 tires on the right tire, Vegas, they're gonna get significantly worse. So that's gonna
Right.
reduce the grip.
Turn 6, where's your braking point? Is it just, or is it a lift? Or
I just lift off.
lift is sufficient, yeah?
Yeah.
Which side were the Vegas and which side were the Mojos on this lap?
The Vegas, I think, were left, and the Mojos right.
All right. First time you've driven that kind of configuration.
Yeah.
Amazing. You know, you should be happy with your progress so far. Have you made a decision on teams and, which chassis you're going to go for the new season?
Not yet.
Oh yeah, what's holding you back? What are you unsure about?
Yeah, my dad.
Yeah,
Wait.
it's a big decision. What did you prefer so far? You drove Dia, now it's Croc, right? This is. Which one did you prefer?
Wait, pardon?
Which one did you prefer out of the 2 tests you've done so far?
The DRs that Ford had.
Okay. Any particular reason?
Mainly because they're more stiff. They can they take corners way better than the one Alim Raceway has.
All right. Fair enough. We've got some people commenting about Birla. Have you got a chance to team with Birla there? Or a chance to test with Birla?
No.
I believe it's very specific. Right. Taylus, pleasure to, as always, to review your footage. When are you going to the track next?
Hopefully next week, or like this week. I mean.
This week, okay. So you're still going weekly. And is it going to
Yeah.
be in owner carts, or you're going to do rentals?
I'll be racing in the DR that Alien Raceway has.
A DR again, amazing. Well, get some footage if you can. Let's try and review hopefully in one of the upcoming sessions. And
Yeah, and
share-
I also have one more question.
yes, go for it. Go for it.
Hussein said that in the corners I should lean in instead of leaning out.
You see, in owner carts, it really depends now because it's much lighter, and it's normally advised to stay neutral. Actually,
Doesn't also
right?
depend on the grip, on the amount of grip you have.
Then it's about the grip. So some corners, leaning in might be beneficial. And which corners were those specifically? Which corner numbers did he say?
He just said the whole track, like lean in,
Whole
do
track.
not lean
Okay,
out.
try it. Are you normally leaning out?
Yeah.
Perfect. So it's a great chance now. Experiment. It's gonna flip everything on its head. You're trying leaning in. Did you do it in that session?
I like some places, yeah.
How did it feel? Better?
I didn't see any like noticeable changes, but maybe there were like any like minor changes in the
Honestly,
times.
that's something at a later stage when you've done a lot more sessions, you should consciously think about. For now, it's just, I would say, try and stay neutral and work on driving techniques, such as your braking, your line, throttle application. Once you can do a lot of those laps and master that, then go on to the more advanced techniques like leaning, using your body weight, and things like that. But it's always worth experimenting, when you're on track.
Yeah, thanks.
It's a pleasure, Kalis. Feel free to stick around on the live as we'll go
Yeah.
over to the chat. We got a couple of comments. Omar, will you be participating in MENA? Inshallah, that's the plan. This year we need a strong team in RD1 endurance. So I will be in RD1 again. We need 2 teams, 3 teams on the podium for endurance. That's the key this year. We had the drivers all on the podium for sprint. We need it for endurance, hopefully. We had Harry. Harry, on the topic of tires, is it normal for mixed tire sets in owner karting? In UAE, at least, have not seen it in the UK. Yeah, so in competitions, I'm pretty sure you have to stick with one set. When it's official race weekend. Muhammad, what's your experience with that?
So for next season, the seniors will be running on Vegas.
Only.
Only Vegas, and the juniors will be on Mojos. And senior is the only one out of the DD2 mini micro junior that's running Vegas. Everyone else is running Mojos.
Gotcha.
And I have no idea why. It's just
That's just an announcement from the federation.
yes.
But you're not allowed to mix.
No,
right?
not at all.
During the
Not
race
at all.
weekend.
Not at all.
Yeah. Remember, Kalis was doing a test day, so they were obviously just catering for that. Maybe trying something new. Hope that addressed that question. What's up, Taj? Welcome to Track Health.
Thank you. I just had a question. I
Go ahead.
started karting 4 years ago, rental carts,
Okay.
and about a month ago, I started pro karting. Now, of
Amazing.
course, I live in Jordan, and of course, according to the Jordanian karting championship, you
Yep.
have to have 3 years of experience to enter a race. I just wanted to ask you, how did you start racing? How can you help me in my racing journey to start competitions?
That's an amazing question. That's a really, really good question. You know why? Because Taj, you're not the only driver who's facing those doubts, and drivers all over the world, have to check with their federation, number one, like you did. What are the rules to join official competition? Everyone is advised to start in rental carts. That's where I started. And in rental karts, it's accessible. I believe in Jordan, you have some championships at the Jordan Speed Center. Have you checked that out?
Yeah, there are two tracks, major tracks in Jordan. Jordan Speed Center, as you said, and there's one called Manja International Circuit, which is
Yes,
in the
Manja.
outskirts of the capital. That's where I have my cart.
What a track! What a track! I remember I visited Jordan. It was just before COVID, and I just managed to do the Jordan Speed Center. And I saw that they have a very nice fleet of karts. They do some regular competitions there, and I think that's the best way to start. Now, remember, in karting, it's all about your age. How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
11. So what you're going to be is in the junior category.
Yeah.
And if you want to pursue professional karting, let's say you do Rotax or Ayami, at least for the next 3 years, you're going to be a junior.
Yeah.
How much rental kart experience do you have until now?
I have almost 4 years of rental karting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you done competitions within those years, like sprint races and things?
Unfortunately, in Jordan, that is not available. Not just
Okay. Like regular competitions.
Yeah, the only in Jordan there are pro karting championships. There are no rental karting.
So when you did rental karting for 4 years, how regular were you? Was it every week, every month,
Yeah,
occasionally?
regularly I'd go every week.
Every week, okay.
Yeah.
So you're not able to, show them proof of maybe your lap time sheets and say, guys, I've been doing this for 4 years. Can you give me a pass?
Yani, look, this is how I see it. In these 4 years, I've raced in like 4 different tracks. One in Turkey, where I had the fastest lap. One in Jordan and Jordan Speed Center and Manja. Manja is a very, very unique track. Its corners are like very hard, and you have to have years of experience to know it. Especially in pro karts, when you the speed is way different. The first time I got in my kart, the speed got me crazy.
You've driven pro karts there then, yeah?
Yeah, I have a kart. I told you I've started pro karting.
Okay. So you
last
got
year.
your own kart. Which engine is it?
It is 2011 Birel Art.
Amazing.
Mhm.
And it's Rotax?
Rotax, yeah. Unfortunately, Miami races have discontinued in Jordan.
Okay. So basically, you got a kart, you got, an engine, which is, I assume, available to join this championship. Can you enter your kart?
The Jordanian, I have the white cap engine. The Jordanian karting championship only allows red caps, which has to be like they started, I think, around 2017 or 18.
Yeah. It's not the pre-Evo engine, right?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I believe you have to, number one, have one, as you said, after 2017, and it must have to be sealed as well. So when you do a championship, they seal the engine for everyone, so you can't, modify and gain an advantage like
And
that.
if you modify, you have like a security person, I'm not sure, where he stands with you, make sure you don't do anything against the rules.
So I think you should look to get a 2017 engine, and the way you can get an engine is, number one, secondhand. Lots of people will be selling parts, or you can try to speak to some of the people at the track and see how you can get an engine in. That's the key. I don't think you're restricted unless
Now,
you have the parts.
it's really complicated in Jordan because
Uh-huh.
it is not a very popular sport.
Right,
There
right,
are
right.
only 11 people playing the sport. 11, 20
Okay.
people. 20 people.
Yeah.
And there are no junior racing except in Dubai, Emirat, or in
Right.
Oman.
Right, 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 right.
So I have, and according to my track coach, a lot of other people at the track, they suggest me getting an old car
Okay.
and like taking it to its limit, know what karting is.
Mhm.
So I don't buy a new engine and like do whatever a beginner does
Right.
on the first thing. So that
Of course.
because I have a lot of friends who did that and
Yes.
like lost the cart.
Yeah.
So that's what they suggested for me, and I am pursuing that idea.
Amazing. So when is the season for karting there? Is it September? September to May?
So it starts around March,
Okay, March.
ending of March, and ends I think I think October.
Ends in October. Okay, so we're coming to the end of the season now.
Yeah.
That's not to worry. What I recommend, make a plan for next year. So think of being ready for March 2025. In between that time, keep up some regular practice and look towards getting the cart your coach was advising.
That I have the cart.
You got the
coach-
cart already. So now it's just a matter of joining the competition. And I'll be honest, you're not the first country who have limited drivers for owner carts. For in Qatar, for example, it's a very small community. So majority of people have to go abroad to compete. We can
Yeah.
only train here, but the competitions will be once a year and it'll be limited. So if you want to do something like every month or every 2 weeks, which is what the top guys are doing in karting, you have to then go abroad, as you said, to Dubai, which is very competitive, maybe to Oman as well. I think Saudi have a championship going on. Definitely Bahrain as well. Bahrain is one to look for.
Yeah, and
That's
Qatar.
close to you. Qatar, it's sort of one, two per year. So I wouldn't really, get your hopes up for that too much. When are you? When do you normally go to the track then for pro karting?
I go once a week,
Great.
once or twice a week, Fridays and Saturdays.
Amazing, amazing. So you're going to be going, or you just came from practice? What, yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday I came from practice.
Amazing. If you got any footage, feel
We
free
are-
to.
We are
share it.
in the
Yeah.
process of getting a camera. It's in shipping.
Amazing. That's one of the best investments you can make. Not only for your own reference, but then hopefully in the future you can share it on Track Help, just like the session we're doing. Other drivers have joined. Were there any questions before we move on?
No, thank you. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, Taj. Thank you so much for joining. Feel free to stay on the live if you would like to continue. If
Okay.
not, you can join on in the live stream. We're going to go over to the next driver, which is Manav. Manav, are you there?
Yup, I am.
Welcome back, Manav. What's the time for you at the moment?
It is a little past 12, so 12:06 a.m.
Yeah, I know you. Due to the time difference, I think you do the really late sessions. That's why I wanted to come to you ASAP.
Yeah,
And
thank
you joined last week actually. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to go over Dubai Kartdrome. It's the all-star layout which you needed some help with, and it's going to be for the upcoming 12-hour endurance race. Is that correct?
Yes,
So, have you ever done an endurance race before?
more than 30 minutes now.
No more than 30 minutes. Wow. What I recommend immediately now, start trying to do at least 1 hour sessions, a minimum, whenever you're at the track. And if you're able to keep as less break as possible between the sessions. Keep it rolling. Is it 15 minutes at a time you can drive, or 30 minutes at a time maximum
10,
at your track?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
10
But
minutes. Whoa.
because
Okay.
we have the membership, so if there is no one there, we can keep going if we want to.
Perfect. Perfect. You see, in an endurance race, minimum stint is 1 hour. And ideally, it's about 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, maybe even 2 hours if you can really push the fuel. So there's two parts to endurance racing: the driving on track, which is what is going to constantly be happening for 12 hours, whoever's going to be driving from your team, and of course other teams. And then the strategy side, which is something you'll have to plan with your team manager or team captain. And this should be done well in advance. So when you rock up to the track, you have a clear plan to follow for qualifying, for the race start, for the pit stops. And essentially everyone knows what time they have to be ready to drive on track. Is it going to be first time for all of your teammates doing this endurance race?
No,
Right.
but it will be first time for three of us. Fourth person, he has done it,
Right.
I think, a few times.
What did your, I guess it's a team manager who reached out to you, or team captain?
Yeah, he's the person who actually I did a driver training with him on the same track where I go to. He was
Amazing.
so he's the one who is with
Yeah,
us.
yeah. He knows your level then already. What did he say
Yes.
in terms of the upcoming race? How many drivers in your team for 12 hours?
There are four. Minimum is four, I think, and we are looking for the fifth, but I don't think we'll find a fifth. So it's mostly
Okay.
four.
Honestly, smaller team the better. Means you can do more driving.
Yeah, that's what I said.
When you're tight knit like that, you really have to make sure you can maximize your stint. I reckon you guys will do well for 12 minimum 3 stints each.
Yeah.
And has he gone over any basic rules with you in terms of pit stop times, how long until you have to refuel, minimum stint time? Has he told you any details on that?
I think he said 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes. I don't remember. Sujal here is also from my team. He's the second guy. Not sure if
Oh, Sujal.
he can
Yeah,
open his mic, but if he knows the timing, he can type it in the chat.
amazing. What's up,
Uh,
Sujal?
it's hello. It's around 3 minutes 30 seconds.
Okay.
3 minutes 30 for the pit stops.
Yeah.
Yes, overall total.
Is there going to be a cart rotation system where you change a new cart every time you come in the pits?
Yes, yes. According to the footages I saw from the earlier years, I think that's how it's going to be.
Amazing, amazing. So that means it's going to be quite a fair endurance race. And when you have a cart rotation system, everyone will have to drive the good carts and the bad carts. Of course, they try their best to keep as less indifference between them, but it's rental karting, so there will be some good ones and some worse ones. It's important, if you have even more intel of the carts, to know when you're going to get the good carts and when you're going to get the average carts. I remember doing a race in Belgium earlier this year, and I was invited by top drivers, so they're on top of the carts and everything. We started the race with all the bad carts, so we expected to lose time there. Yes, we're pushing flat out in the first, I believe it was 9 hours of the race. So those first 9 carts, they weren't the best, but we still push. We knew we'd make up time towards the end of the race, which is where we got almost back to back to back the best carts. And we really just sent it, towards the end and made up time and positions like that. So that's all in terms of strategy. Yeah, in terms of the driving itself, and then eventually going on to things like the line and things, let's just quickly find some footage. Mohammed, have you driven the All-Star GP circuit?
Never. I the only time I've
Yep.
only driven the normal circuit because I have never driven the rental there.
Oh, you haven't driven the rental there? No worries. So Dubai Kartdrome, I did lots of SWS racing during 2016 and 17. all layouts. So same, I only drove the OG layout.
venue that is
This
Dubai
is very
Kartdrome.
yeah,
We are here for round.
the racing line. First time I've seen it, this guy's channel. It looks like he's giving a circuit guide. Have you guys seen this video before? Man,
Not this one exactly, but I think a
Yeah.
few videos were shared with us where they were actually talking through the circuit.
Yeah, so you got some info from drivers who've done the exact layout. And this seems like a good video. The guy's doing some voiceover and he seems to got a 141.5. Do you know what the best timing is there for this layout?
I think it's around 140, something like that.
Yeah, so this is competitive. Main thing is you're going to have an outdoor portion, which
Yep.
will then go into the indoor portion. And that's really cool. I mean, there's not many tracks in the world you can do that. So enjoy it. But the lap is long. 1 minute 40 seconds in rental carts is really long. Normally one is like the max. So this is really an extended portion. Couple of things to note whilst we go through this lap is things like tire barriers and tires at curbs. So these will dictate track limits. Let me just share my entire screen. Guys, has someone got the meet on loudspeaker? Because there seems to be some feedback coming from somebody. If you could just check that, just mute yourself if anything. So yellow tires, these are very important because you don't want to be exceeding the limits, bumping into them. Otherwise, they'll penalize you for that. So be wary. Now, you want to find the limit, of course. And for example, coming down under the bridge, you can see the outside tires are the track limit. So you can comfortably go 4 wheels over, but again, avoid not making the track wider than it is. Otherwise, they'll have marshals watching from the places and penalizing you. A couple of things to note as well is a lot of the track is flat out. It's very high speed. There's a couple of braking points which we'll come to, but once again, coming towards the end of the outdoor portion, we got a marshal there. They're going to be looking out. Avoid bumping into any black or yellow tires. What you'll notice this driver's doing, and he'll have a nice commentary. You can watch the video after, explaining what he's doing. He's trying to take the widest lines because he wants to carry the most amount of speed. So as I said, if you look the speed on the bottom left, 73 kilometers an hour, a brief early lift, and then he's going to ramp that speed back up, coming to the indoor portion. Now, he's got a very nice track diagram for us on the right-hand side. And if we observe the sequence of indoor corners, it's all hairpins. One hairpin up to the other, up to the other. This turn, relatively wide, cuts back inside. Now that's very interesting. Let's let it flow through this mid portion. This brings back a lot of memories. I remember the indoor configuration. They've changed it slightly, but it's still the same high speed section, you realize, and that's it. Boom. I think the indoor portion, a lot of time can be lost through the double hairpin. It's an interesting line this driver takes. What he's doing is very wide initial entry, hard on the brakes, early in the corner. If you notice, this is the time he's pressing the brakes. What he's trying to do, get the kart slowed down quickly, get on the gas before the apex of the turn. He goes for mid apex, interestingly, mid to late apex. He comes out ever so slightly, you can see. Not all the way, but 3/4 to the right-hand side. And then he'll flick the kart back to the middle and then flick it back to the right. So if we look on my right side, the kind of line he's trying to take is really wide, mid come out wide, and then bring it back to the left before you have to flick to the right again. So it's an interesting double hairpin. But out of all of this, I believe the second portion should be flat out. The wider you can enter it, the easier it's going to be to go flat out. Rest of the indoor portion is high speed. You can see indoors, the barriers dictate the track limits. So think about maximizing the track width, make it as wide as possible. So on entry, coming right up to the outside barriers. Looking ahead to our apex already, which is going to be at the inside. And you can see uses all of the track once again, coming right up to the inside barrier. Make sure you're not leaving space to the inside apex points. Remaining part of this portion before we head out for the second half of the outdoor track, and that's a really nice portion coming up outdoors. These are all winding corners. That's awesome. You can see flicking it here to the right. It's better to sacrifice a bit of time on entry or take a wider line on entry. So now the radius of the left becomes larger, and you can hug the corner to the left to prepare for the right. All pretty much flat. You know what I reckon? Just by looking at this guy's camera and his footage, a lot of leaning in these corners. Really use your body weight to manipulate the weight transfer. The more you can lean, the easier it's going to be to go flat because there'll be more weight on the outside tires. Outdoors for the final sector. Really, really fun sector now. And let's see. First of all, pay attention to yellow zone, yellow zone, yellow zone. So these are all in relation to track limits, I believe. Have you seen this sector before, Manav, on maybe other layouts?
No, I've seen the
First
map
time.
for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, this is very common. So whichever layout they do, normally it ends with this part. They either go in, this is the normal direction, otherwise it'll be the reverse. Now, be wary once again of track limits. Really want to be accurate through these corners. What you're trying to do is get your braking or lifting done early in the corner. You can see he's taking a very wide line. And essentially what he's trying to do is from this point on the top right hand side of my screen, let's put it in pink so you can differentiate, or blue rather. Yeah, blue. He's trying to take a wide entry from over here. So the final 3 chicanes, you're making almost as straight line as possible. And that whole blue line is going to be flat, right? So think about if you're ever going to brake or lift, do it at this corner where the driver is. So it sets you up to then feed the power and go flat all the way through. Again, you can be aggressive with using some of the curbs. Normally when these track limits aren't like this, drivers go 2 wheels comfortably over this curb. Don't take too much risk. Again, don't want to be penalized. This is the pit entry, by the way. So very important in endurance racing is there might be drivers behind you before you're going to pit. So make it clear before you get into the pits, hand up. I'd put your hand up from over here already, notifying drivers. Avoid weaving across at the last minute. You don't want to cut a driver off who might be on your outside. Hand up, be observant. Is there somebody close by? And make your way into the pits. Now, you'll notice on the pit sign, they very specifically say slow. And that's very important in endurance races. People will try to push the limits in terms of pit lane speed. It's important you don't overdo the walking pace limit. So there'll be a minimum speed, I believe it's 5 kilometers an hour, or walking pace. If you go more than that, they'll be more than happy to penalize you. I know that from experience, so avoid that. This tire will probably be shifted ever so slightly. That's why you can take a lot more of the curb. But remember, we're still all flat out through here. And that's why I want to emphasize one more time how awesome this section is. Feel free to use all of the track limits on entry. Flick the kart to the left. We then come out to the right-hand side before looking ahead to take the next corner in a straight line as possible. Flip into the floor again. What we're trying to do over here is cut to the left-hand side as early as possible, so we can stay on the left-hand side. You can see this white line is a great reference. If you can stay hooked to the white line, now the angle of the final corner is perfect for you. Avoid compromising your entry by staying inside the white lines or approaching it from the middle, and then you'll probably have to lift or brake if you take it too tight. Maximize the entry in terms of the width in order to clip the inside apex. And the runoff here, I mean, it's 50-50. I know a lot of people come all the way out to the outside. They're going to inform you in your driver's briefing regarding track limits for the day, but that should complete a quick lap. What I do recommend, Manav and Sulaj, watch as many of these videos as possible. These guys have done the layouts, they've done the endurance races. In terms of strategy, though, that's what you guys should devise as a team. Now, you got an experienced team manager. He's going to lay out the foundations. Guys, this is the overall plan. This is how we're going to attack the race. From your side, Sulaj, is it Sujal? Sorry, is it your first time as well doing an endurance race?
Yes, it's my first time as well.
Perfect. So yourself, Manav, and I believe it's another driver on your team as well, whose first time. Enjoy this experience. Honestly, it's going to be something like you've never done before. 12 hours of karting. I mean, that's intense. That's intense. You probably stay awake for the whole 12 hours. It's not like a 24-hour where you have to sleep just because you don't want to be sleep deprived. What time does the race start? Is it 2 o'clock? Or maybe 12 o'clock?
12. Yeah, 12 to 12.
12, right?
Yep.
That's going to be midday. To be fair, in October, the weather should be cooling down by then. Is it October, right? You're out?
Yeah, end of
Yeah.
October.
Most important thing for you guys now is getting used to long durations of karting. If you can arrange that at your track whenever you do practice now, minimum 1 hour. And especially because you guys are 4 drivers, I reckon you might have to double stint, meaning driver does 1.5 hours, he comes in for fuel, and he does another 1.5 hours. I mean, that's subject to your strategy, of course. But that's what a lot of the top teams are going to do. They're going to do the maximum number of laps to empty the fuel tank, and it'll be a quick driver. So they'll fuel, stop, change kart, and get out and do another 1.5 hours or 2 hours. In
I think
endurance
it's
race,
1 hour.
yeah.
I think it's 1 hour, and I think you can't do double stints. I think that's the rule. I'm not sure.
Oh, is it? Okay, perfect. So we got some more info about the race. Then you got to think of maximizing your 1 hour stint. What you don't want to do is be inconsistent. So one good lap, another lap where, there's time to be won, another lap where you might get stuck in traffic, another lap where maybe the faster drivers will bump you and things. That's one thing to be aware of, that drivers are going to be very aggressive, especially because you guys are inexperienced. You have to be aware how quickly people are going to be closing you. So there'll be, chances to just glance over your shoulder, normally on the straight, and see how close somebody is. I always recommend try and focus on the guy in front. And in endurance racing, you can sort of tag along with somebody. It should always be a reference. The moment you start having big gaps and you're sort of alone on the track, or there's people coming from behind, then it gets a bit disheartening and confusing for you. You lose the morale. That's very important. Keep the morale high. The 1 hour, it'll go quite quickly, believe it or not. If you're involved in a lot of action, or if you're just following a driver in front, try to stay as consistent as possible, which means doing each lap as similar as possible. Don't overdrive. Think of it more as like an endurance. I mean, it is an endurance race. And yeah, enjoy it. That's the most important thing. It's a unique opportunity where you're doing so much karting in one go. So, you really got to drive with a smile. Are you going to do any practice sessions before this at Dubai?
Yep.
Maybe you'll go a day before or a couple of days before.
I think there are 2 Ironman sessions for 1 hour that we both get to
Wow.
practice on Dubai Cardrome.
Wow. That's going to be a perfect welcome to Dubai Karting thing, because the Ironman sessions are a great concept. Number one, for fitness. People join every week just to have a good workout, especially in the summer months. It's humidity, temperature's high, but it gives you a solid amount of time to learn the track. What you should try and do in that practice session is follow more experienced drivers. I guess your team manager as well will be of a good level. So, perhaps do some exercises on track with him where you're following him slow for maybe 5-10 laps, and then you're slowly building up speed. He's able to assess your driving by following from behind. And, testing day is so important, because you want to sleep on, a good analysis that night. You've done a nice warm-up. You've established things that you're good at, because that's very important. At a new track, there are going to be corners where you're like, I'm good at this. There's going to be other corners where you're like, man, I'm just not getting this turn. Am I braking too much here? Am I losing too much here? And that's why, if you have a good analysis after, speak to some of the other regular drivers there, see what they advise, and then head into the race with a clear mind and just be prepared for your stint. So in terms of preparation, you'll have an allocated time where you're going to be substituting with your teammate. Make sure you're warmed up before you get out on track. My go-to thing, hit some push-ups, literally like 5-10 minutes before you're on track. Max set of push-ups, helmet on, suit on, and just maybe a few sips of water. You've got to be pumped up, because when you join a live track, it's intense. So maybe implement that, and then find your space on track. So there'll be some quick drivers definitely going past you, but there's, I'm sure, going to be some drivers on your level who you can try to stay within, if not overtake. Well, I do want to refer you. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think it is going to be a Le Mans type of start, they said, whatever that means.
Yeah. So Le Mans start is one of the best starts. And actually, I'll just share a clip with you. It's quite intense.
Okay.
So I'll let you see it for yourself. As soon as the flag drops, so there's going to be these gentlemen holding a flag. They're going to drop the flag, and you got to run to your cart. Let's just watch and see how it goes. Plenty of notice. There's a siren. There's a 2-minute sign. So we skip to about here. There should be about 10 seconds to go.
Here we go. The timer is counting down. 3.
Flag's ready, and it's down. And that's a Le Mans start. Now, I had to learn the hard way, because the first time I did a Le Mans start, I ran to the cart and I stepped on the gas pedal before I was fully seated. So I'm getting into my cart, and about now I pressed the gas pedal before I was seated. In that competition, they penalize you for that. They said until you're fully seated, you're not allowed to press the gas pedal. So we got a penalty for that. I don't know how the rules are for Dubai, but be mindful of that. That's the only thing in Le Mans. And other than that, it's just a really cool concept. It looks great for the spectators and of course for the drivers. Got to have a good sprint, aren't you?
Okay, and I think it's going to be this at Sodi RX-8 390 engine, 13.5 horsepower.
Yeah.
Currently, we have been training on a 6.5 GX200 Honda GX200 engine. So I think
Right,
it's
right.
half of what we are going to get in Dubai. So, any tips? Is it going to be the braking technique going to be different? Because currently we are going for rotations in most corners that are
Yeah.
technical. Is it going to be fast enough to do trail braking, or is it going to be just rotation?
A couple of things to know. It's a lot wider track than you're used to. So these karts will feel right speed for that. And it's not going to be overly different. I would still say brake for rotation, threshold brake. You saw in that video, the guy was going for early braking, rotation on the gas before the apex of the corner. So he was not trail braking. Really, you might trail brake in turn one, which is after the long straight, you go up and it's a sharp hairpin, maybe. But avoid that. And especially in the Saudis, it's really about keeping the revs high. You won't believe how easy they cut out, how long it takes to build up revs. So my advice, use all of the track. Think about early, hard braking, get rotation, and be on the gas before the apex. That's the name of the game with those.
Got it. And do you recommend trying out faster carts in other tracks? Like one of the tracks has a Rotax close by. Will it be
Not
worth
bad.
it?
I mean, Rotax is a big step because the Saudis will be nowhere as quick as that. But if you want to do something faster, definitely, because it'll, I guess, get you experiencing something which you're obviously not used to. However, in Rotax, then you're using a trail braking style. It's a lot lighter, the cart, so it's more sensitive. I remember in the Saudis, they're very heavy, so you can be really aggressive with your leaning and things. Rotax might not be the best option, but if there's a track with Saudis or something similar, I would recommend going for those in terms of 4-stroke rentals.
Got it. And another thing about rotation is, about leaning.
Yeah.
Currently, I mean, I at least try to lean, but it's not in every corner because a lot of times it is rotation, and rotation is enough. And when we are entering a straight, which mostly is a flat out in the 90-degree corner that leads to a straight.
Yeah.
In those corners, I do try to lean, but most of the times, even if I don't lean it, you can go flat out. So any tips on practicing the leaning part? Because I haven't done, I mean, I do lean, but
Yeah.
not much.
You want to lean into the corners of the cart seat. And what you'll find with the Saudis, it's a very big seat. So there's going to be space at the corners. That's your pressure point. That's where you put your weight. And I would do it as soon as you turn in. So anytime you turn to the right or to the left, it should be immediately followed by the lean, if not at the same time, actually. And yeah, it's going to feel maybe a bit painful, but that's the physicality of karting, and that's how you can use your body weight to manipulate the transfer. But the most important thing, which I haven't covered, is the minimum weight limit. Now, is it 85 kilos for this race?
I'll have to check, but I think
Yeah,
80
I
or
believe
85, 80 kgs, 80 kgs, yeah, 80.
is 80 kgs. And how much do you weigh with all the equipment?
I normally weigh 58, so with all the equipment, it's probably close to 60.
Yeah. And Sujal?
I am 80, so I think with all those, I might be 81, 81, 82.
Oh, perfect. I'm very happy for Sujal, not happy for Manav. You're going to have to put 20 kilos of ballast weight. And I believe in Dubai, they don't let you put the weight in the seat. So it's going to be lead blocks on one side of the cart. And the moment you put lead on one side of the cart, that really does mess up the balance. Let's share my screen real quick, because we got some onboard footage here. Not a great example, but in the Saudis, it's on the left-hand side. Let's see if we get an angle. No, his camera is the opposite way. Maybe down here. No, that's a bad angle anyway. Okay, imagine the weight holder is on this side of the cart. So what's going to happen is there's going to be 20 kg of lead on this side, and going through corners. If, let's say, hypothetically, the ballast weight is on the right-hand side. As you take a right-hand corner, you're going to experience an offset of balance, and this will cause a lot of juddering or shaking. So that's something which causes understeer, number one. More the cart shakes, more it's going to understeer. It feels like the cart's not rotating. Whereas in left-hand corners, let's say the ballast weight again is on the right-hand side. Now we got excessive weight on the right side. Yeah. So we're comfortably loading the outside tires. It's going to be easy to turn on the left-hand corners. So even for those corners, you don't have to lean as much, because the ballast weight does a lot of the job of leaning, which is putting grip on the outside tires. It's the corners which are the opposite direction to where the ballast weight is located, you're going to suffer. And I can tell you from experience, I remember the first ever endurance race I did, I was 50 kilos that day, very light. So I had to put 30 kilos of weight on one side of my cart. And, you know, going into the race, I was like, yeah, you know, I'm one of the top drivers, you know, I'm going to easily, you know, finish top 5 because, you know, adding 30 kilos, whatever. That race I finished last. You know, during my stints, I was last. And it was the most humbling experience ever, because the cart would just handle totally differently with 30 kilos of ballast weight compared to 0 kilos of ballast weight. And it's simply, in every corner, the cart shakes and the cart understeers. So how do you mitigate that? You have to be very aggressive with your turning. Remember, if the cart is not turning, you got to force it to turn. Aggressive, sharp turning. You might have to turn earlier than you think to get rotation. Use the brakes more. Be harder on the brakes. You can use the brakes to rotate the cart. That'll help. And then shifting the seat forward as well. If you can get your body weight towards the front tires, that'll help. Yeah, and then add in some leaning. The more the cart shakes, you got to ride the bump sometimes, but leaning as well will try to mitigate some of that.
Do you recommend training with weights?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like whenever I train now for endurance races, it's always with weights, because it's pointless without. You don't want to rock up on the race day and then do your training with weights. Be prepared in advance. Find out if you can put a lead seat insert. That basically means you can tape 20 kilos of lead to your cart seat, and you put that in the cart when you do your pit stop, and then you can drive. But I've never seen that in Dubai, actually. I know they do that in Europe and things, but I don't think they're going to tolerate that in Dubai.
Got it. Do you recommend eating more to gain?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Tell me about it. The amount you have to bulk before a race, whatever, even if it's 5 kilos. 10 kilos will be very optimistic, but 5 kilos is perfect. Any inroads you can make on that ballast weight is perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kilos. Perfect.
Got it. So just to sum up, is tips for practicing is practice at least 1 hour every time.
Yes.
Practice leaning in almost every corner, you say, even
Absolutely.
in the hairpins?
Body weight, even in the hairpins.
Okay. And trying it with the weight. Anything I'm missing?
Yeah, eat more as well now. You got a few months. Is definitely possible. But yeah, you got September to 2 months. Yeah, 2 months you can easily start the creatine. Do you take creatine?
Yep.
Creatine is a game changer, because it just helps you keep a lot more mass on, and yeah, try to double your calorie intake as well. You can lose it all after the race. Don't worry. You can start fasting if you want to lose that weight you've added, but don't hold back now when you eat. What I want to do, Manav, is just quickly send you a link. Manav and Sujal, send you a link to top 5 tips for endurance racing. Have you seen that video on my channel? Top 5 tips for karting endurance.
I think I have.
You have.
Yes.
No worries. I'll send a link anyway. I summarized key points, and they'll hopefully, be at the back of your mind for this race. Guys, all the best for the race. Really want to know how it goes. Again, if you want to log in to track help beforehand, if you have any other questions, feel free to do so. You got time. You got 2 months. There's a lot of time. But yeah, I think go out there and enjoy it, and it's a unique experience. So really make advantage of it. Take use.
Yep. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, Manav and Sujal. You guys can stay on the meet as we continue, or you can just keep watching on the live stream, as we're just going to take a quick break for the chat. We got a couple of comments on YouTube. So we had GWR Racing. What's up, Guy? Guy, are you still around? Guy, if you're still on the chat, send a hi. The new streaming format you're seeing on YouTube with some nice overlays and things was thanks to Guy Williams. Introduced me to StreamYard. So that's helped a lot with live streaming to YouTube, to Instagram, and hopefully from next week we can add TikTok in. We're not having any issues like we had last week, which is good. Marcel, hi, I'm not home, but he's catching up on track up when he can. That's awesome. It's always great to see Marcel. We got Nimmer as well. What's up, Nimmer? How are you feeling after yesterday's practice? Nimmer did some practice with us, indoor electric karts yesterday. You were flying, Nimmer, yesterday. New PB, yeah? We have a couple of comments on Instagram. Thanks a lot for the tips. I finally went under 112 at Sharjah Kart Town. Wow. I hope I'll be under 111 soon. Yes, Karting Town is an awesome track. And there were a couple of drivers, I believe it was Adham, and I forgot the other driver's name, but we reviewed it a couple of months back. We got comment here from Bart. Do you also review tracks in Europe? Absolutely. Any track in the world, would love to go through it with you. If you want to get your track reviewed, click the link, pinned link in the YouTube comment. Join the academy for free. You can participate in this discussion as well for free, like everyone is doing. And every week we take 5 submissions. We got Nimmer saying he's a bit sore, but overall it was good. Yeah. Stay tuned for that video, guys, because our indoor track has got a freshly surfaced job. So the whole track is 3 seconds faster, and it's incredible how the line changes, the braking changes, everything changes. Stay tuned for that. That's going to be a really good one. Glacier in the comments is asking about his upcoming league race at Lakeside. Wow, any tips? Last race I finished 11th place. How can I aim for top 5 position? Glacier, what's your best lap time at Lakeside?
I think earlier he said 44.2 or 44.3.
44.3, not bad. Lakeside. Let's just check real quick. That's a solid timing. I just want to confirm one thing. Come on. Try to load up this video. Yeah, okay. I'm sending you the link to the Lakeside track guide. I've just double checked my best lap time was 43.7. So I think some of the tips in this video should help you and make that jump. If you're talking specifically getting from 11th to 5th, definitely it's going to be on your line. As Harry was mentioning over there, use a lot of the curbs. There's a lot of curbs you can use there. Make sure you can get consistent low 44s, maybe even slip into 43. And then you can start battling the quicker guys. What happens is you want to get into top 5, but the lines are better with those guys. The consistency is better. Every lap they're getting 43s. So what you got to do is practice getting a faster timing and then try and implement that in the race. Then you can apply racecraft aspects like overtaking, defending, things like that. Harry, you got the same timing?
Yeah, on my I went there the other day. It was actually pretty good fun. I got a
Amazing.
47.
Amazing. I'm trying to think. It was, what was that guy's name? Really good driver.
There's so many
He
people
was
that do that so much.
a Lithuanian driver, British Lithuanian driver.
Honestly, your guess is as good as mine because I don't know
Okay.
lakeside drivers that much.
Oh, okay, all right. Really top guy. We did some racing, and that day I remember we added weights in the carts as well. Yeah, that's what it was. So I really want to come back to Lakeside and do some driving. Okay, let's go for it. What do you think?
Oh no, I was just saying, considering it is pretty much flat the entire thing, it's so much fun. It's a really good track.
It's really nice. No, really enjoy it.
Me and my friends managed to get on the limiter before even like the first straight, just by pushing one another. We had like a 4-cart train.
Wow. No, that's awesome. All right, I'm just admitting a couple of drivers to the academy. We've got James who's just joined now as well. Perfect. James is in. But it's on school, that's right. So just follow the sign up link, send a request to join, and then I'll admit you in. And you can share your footage here. We're going to move on, guys. We've got a couple of videos to go through. We got Yusuf, we got Hassan, we got Alex, we got Faraz. Let's just see who stayed in the chat. So we've got Alex, we've got Hassan. It looks like Faraz has left. Yusuf, you still there?
Yeah, I am.
Amazing. Yusuf, how have you been?
I'm good.
Have you been karting since you last submitted the video?
No, I'm gonna go this month though. I just haven't yet because I'm waiting to get some feedback.
Amazing. I remember the last time we reviewed your footage was when you did Speed 3, I believe it was, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they have
that was the biggest difference. When you shared that video, I said, no way this is Speed 3. They gave you Speed 4. And we'll just watch over here so we can see in the background. This is it?
Yeah, that's the one.
So now it was 21.9, your best time. What was it before? 26, was it?
Last time?
You remember?
It was 23.
It was 23. So a couple of seconds just by the speed increase. How were the new lines?
They worked, yeah.
They work well, right? So just trying to look at the fastest lap. When do you think you hit that on this session?
My fastest lap was lap 3.
Lap 3. So basically we're through lap 1 on. Does it count the out lap? Let's just say this is lap 1. Lap 1, lap 2. This should be the fastest lap over here. Might have got some traffic, to be fair.
Yeah. I haven't really.
So it was with traffic? Yeah, the fastest lap was with traffic? That's amazing. Let's just watch a couple of laps over here. I think one of these laps are going to be quick. Much better. Your line through the middle hairpin is awesome. What was the difference with speed 4 now?
I got speed 4 in the first race that I've done. This is the second video, but I was trying to do the same thing I did last time.
Yep.
But I kept crashing into the wall in the first straight because I was going through the first corners like flat out, but then I couldn't control the car. I couldn't turn.
Yeah. And I like how you're pushing. That's very important. You don't want to be underdriving and limiting yourself. But at the same time, we don't want to overdo it. That's what was happening a couple of times over here. Simply think about either lifting off the accelerator for turn 1 or a very early brake. The sooner you can lift or brake, bit of contact there, the easier it is to then control the kart on exit. And just by looking at your driving, that will make the biggest difference. You're just carrying far too much speed into the corners. It's causing you to slide, turn excessively. You can hear the tires are scrubbing and all.
This is...
Yeah, I mean, you got to brake. That is... that looked painful. Were you all right?
Yeah. There were 2 crashes that were exactly like that situation. I don't know what
simply over here. Yeah, simply over here, you got to brake. You got to assess the situation. Very tight hairpin U-turn coming up. Hit the brakes and early.
Yeah, I didn't know why I was trying to go for.
Sometimes it's just the adrenaline kicks in when you have a lot more speed. You want to push it more, and that's good. But you got to find the balance. In terms of the line now, I see a big improvement. A lot closer to your apex points. This is a quick lap. Look at this. Beautiful. Through the right, left. Final 2 corners. On the limit there. Beautiful. That's really, really nice. I believe that was one of your fastest laps.
Yeah.
If we break this down. Turn 1. You're making this as straight line as possible now. So you're reducing the meters, clipping the right apex and clipping the left apex. What I would do over here, you managed to carry decent speed. Look at that. I believe there's a mini lift just about here. So you're just lifting at the turn 2, let's call it. And into turn 3, able to lay the power down. Again, right up to the apex on the right side, which is awesome. Let's share my entire screen. On exit, using up majority of the track, which is good. What you want to do is have the widest approach to the mid part of the track now. We discussed we don't have to apex for the first part, right? It's nice you're keeping a gap. Allows you to, number 1, carry more speed, but then prioritize braking for the second part. What we're going to do by braking over here, so we're braking early, we're targeting an apex over here. Put this in full screen. So now in full screen. There we go, that's full screen. Now we can stay to the right-hand side of the track on entry of the hairpin. This is the most important corner at your track because you need the widest line possible. And this is the biggest difference from the last time you submitted your footage and now. You can see using all of the track on the right-hand side. And then we're turning to the inside of the track. Give me 1 second, Yusuf. I've just caught the chat over here. We got another Harry karting. That's not Harry who's in the live at the moment, right?
No, not me. I'm
no worries. Harry karting. Don't worry. Let me quickly admit you. I believe you just submitted. All right, you're in. Let's just share screen again. So by taking a wide entry for the hairpin, look how much closer you're able to get to your apex. And now you're set up to drive to the next corner in the shortest path possible. whilst accelerating through here. This is awesome. Getting close to the right-hand curb. Entry of this corner now. Wide. Not bad. Not bad at all. Really, really big improvement. I think the biggest improvement is just coming out to this side of the track. Last time, you were staying in the middle, if not tight, and that was causing you to bog down on exit. This time, able to sacrifice a bit of time on entry. I'd still say, for picking on small things, get closer to this apex on the right side, and feel free from that point then to cut across the track and get here as soon as possible.
All right.
And what we do need to do is close the gap to this curb. What you want to think about is hugging this this barrier. Reduce the meters. The more you can stay tight towards the left. Now on entry of this corner, I want you to be slightly more to the left-hand side. Think about opening up the entry and at the last moment, cutting into the right. Not bad what you did over here. What happens when we go in the middle? Now the angle becomes a lot tighter. That's all. So think about wide entry and then cut across the track so you can be soon on the accelerator. When are you going to the track next?
I'm hoping to go on a weekend, maybe next.
Yeah.
weekend.
Now the target is to get used to speed 4. What did you have to do to convince the staff there to give you speed 4?
Well, I don't know if it was because I came in with like gloves and my rebel shirt and stuff, but like I was sitting down and the guy, he came to me and he told me he moved my race to a different one with better people.
Amazing, amazing.
Didn't go
I think
well.
when you become a regular, then you can start getting to know the staff and ask them, look, put me in a session where there's speed 4. Otherwise, it's just a waste because speed 3, I think, is majority is just 100% on the accelerator.
Yeah.
There's no skill required there. But yeah, that's great. Try and go at the weekend or whenever you're going next and get some more footage. I think the main thing is keep up this line. Really, really good improvement. All you got to do now, maybe focus on the final couple of corners, as we said, trying to keep it tight, widen up that last turn, maybe carry a bit more speed like that. For you, you want to get 21 seconds every lap now. So not just as a one-off, every lap, 21, 21, 21, and maybe try and break into the 20s. Once you can get that, then we can start looking ahead towards, track record kind of stuff. That's 19 seconds, what you're eventually targeting. Yeah?
Yeah.
Were there any other questions before we move on?
No, not really.
It's been a pleasure, as always, Yusuf. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
And you can stay on the live call whilst we go to the next drive, or you can just watch on the live stream. It's up to you.
All right.
Take care.
You too.
All right, we're going to take a quick break to review chat. We got Bart joined. Bart, what's up, Bart? Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hey, Bart, how have you been?
I'm good, good. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Where are you joining us from?
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands, amazing.
Yes.
So we have Marcel who joins every week. He drives up one of the tracks. I forgot the name now. What's your local track in Netherlands?
Basically Gorkum, which is like an indoor karting track.
Nice, nice.
But I go through like the whole Netherlands and Belgium as well.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, you commented on the live on YouTube. I've just seen it now.
Yeah.
Do you have footage of you driving or?
Not of my own, but I do have a YouTube video of the same track I'm going every race.
Amazing. As I said, as I recommend, it'll be great to go through it. What we'll do is we'll go through your footage next week because
Yeah.
for this session we've got Alex and Hassan. We're going to round off with, but it'll be nice to go through it for next week. And the way it works on the academy, there'll be a pinned comment, and you just put a YouTube link there, and then we're going to take the first 5 from there to review for next week, hopefully.
Okay, so basically put the link in and pin it.
Yeah. So hopefully, end of today's session, I'm going to update the new pinned comment. It'll have next week's date, and then you can just put a YouTube link to that.
Okay, sure. Sounds all good.
Well, absolutely. No, looking forward to that. What's up, EJ? Welcome back. Can you hear us, EJ?
Yeah, what's up? Can you hear me?
Welcome back. We seem to miss you every week.
Yeah,
you join and then we didn't get a chance to chat. Where are you joining us from?
What was that? Sorry.
Where are you joining us from?
The US.
Amazing. Have you joined or have I reviewed your footage before on Trackdown?
No, not yet.
Did you submit any footage any of the weeks?
It's the 3rd comment.
Ethan, right?
Yeah.
Ethan. Okay, I was just gonna say. No, that's awesome. Thanks for joining, Ethan. Ethan, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Alex. We're then gonna go to Hassan, and then we'll hopefully get a chance to review yours just towards the end. All right?
Okay, yeah, that works. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. We're just gonna quickly get to the chat before we move on. We got Agna Tios Jad. I've got footage of me driving, but I don't know how to join the call. So head over to the KTips website, join the academy for free, send a request to join, and I'm going to admit you, and then you'll be able to join this discussion. So www.ktips.org. You'll be able to find the academy sign up link there. Looking forward to receiving your submission. Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How have you been, Alex?
Good. I had a practice yesterday.
Awesome. You sent a couple of links. So which one should we go through?
I think the
8 minutes or 7 minutes?
The 8-minute one first, because my GoPro camera was like breaking it down to like sections.
Yeah, I know GoPro does that. It's annoying. It splits the clip. So basically, it's the same clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you join last week, Alex?
Yeah, I joined last week. Yes, there's a lot of traffic in this place.
So this is a arrive and drive race?
Yeah.
Awesome. Some great weather, it looks like, as well. Which cart number were you driving?
I was number 5.
Which one was it?
Number 5.
Have you driven that one before?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I managed to get a dead 50 in it. Because I couldn't get that many fast laps.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you able to speak closer to your mic? I'm just having a hard time hearing you.
Oh yeah, do you hear me now?
Yeah, much better. What were you saying about Kart 5?
Like the top speed was pretty good. Had a bit of understeer, going into hairpin 2.
Okay.
So
but a quick kart, you felt?
Yeah, I managed to get a dead 50 in it.
Dead 50, yeah, that's great. Is that your PB, or you got 49 before?
I've gone 49 before. This was this session.
Yeah. Honestly, it'll be dependent on the kart. And the main thing you want to do is get the most out of your kart every time you drive. Don't get too involved in,
Yeah.
going for the fastest karts and all. If it's a random sprint race, it'll be by luck, which number you get.
Yeah.
Which lap you reckon was your fastest lap on?
I think when I had the smart traffic and I could stay on the race line for long, and put some
You reckon
fast
it's
time.
about 6 minutes?
Yeah, or it could be in the other session, like
Another one, yeah. I want to go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Which minute in the other session you reckon it was?
I think it's like a few laps in when I have clear space on the track.
Awesome. Let's just click share.
So I got a
Yeah.
race in a week on like a championship.
You got a race coming up?
Yeah, the championship on to effort.
How's the championship going? Is it every month or every couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's like every 3 weeks, 1 month.
How many rounds have you done so far?
I've done about 4 so far. I'm doing it
Awesome.
like for the whole year, so I'm going through the winter next.
Yeah. And how were your positions throughout the 4 races? How well did you do?
Not too bad. I always get into A final, pretty much.
All right. So it's how's the format? Just to familiarize.
So you have 3 heats, which are like 10-minute sprint races, which give you points.
Nice.
And the points decide what position you start in the final, like A final and the B final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in the finals, that's where I guess the final positions are decided.
Yeah. And you get like
Great.
a trophy for every round.
Yeah, awesome. Which positions were you finishing in the finals?
So last time I was in the A final, I got it was 8, and they were like 17.
Amazing. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, every driver was doing under like 50. So everybody was doing 49.
Yeah, it's very competitive. And what about the weight limit? Is there any ballast weight you got to add?
Yeah, I'm lightweight, so mine's around 50 kilos to I think 60.
All right, so about 10 kilos you're adding?
Yeah, I think 50 to 65.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Those sprint races are great practice because it's so competitive.
Yeah.
You have to push hard, and you got to get some luck sometimes as well. Is it a random carts then, or cart draw they give you?
Yeah, it's kind of just random because most likely in the first heat, you may start near the back, and like in the second heat, you're gonna start in like the middle, and then let's say the final heat, you're gonna start closer to the front to like make it fair.
Yeah. No, that's a good way. The main thing you want to do then is establish a good line, which you can hopefully take in majority of the carts. You see, when you have a slightly slower cart, doesn't have much top end, you can afford to take slightly narrower lines, but generally you want to use all of the track.
Yeah.
Just by looking at your driving as well.
It's a really wide track. I mean, coming into hairpin 1, you wanna get onto the red.
Yeah. Exactly that. I was just gonna say, try to use a lot of the track width, and you'll find that especially some of the red patches, they have these black tire marks, which is where majority of drivers go over. Moment you can make track a bit wider on entry, you can carry a bit more speed in the mid corner, and there's a few of the curbs as well which can be aggressive and ride. I reckon we're on a quick lap over here. This was a relatively quick lap. I think the next one is going to be clear. Let's just watch this lap and just break down a few key points to go over. So nice through turn 1, hairpin 2. This is where there was understeer, you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I get.
Cart wasn't turning much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Coming out wide, not bad.
You want to get the best exit speed from hairpin 2.
Yeah.
And also the bottom turn. I think you want to go wider as you go in. And then exit late to just cut back in to get the best exit. Like you want to stay on the right hand side.
Yeah. Solid lap. Really, really solid that was. Let me just share my entire screen so we can bring up the pen. And let's go over a couple of things.
It was on the straights and like tucking in, you know.
Human DRS.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. That's the way to do it. Last year, I spent a couple of days at this track, one of the best tracks in UK. Managed to lower my timing to 49.1. I was able to drive with a lot of the regular drivers as well, get some feedback from them. I believe that day there was a boy called Jack. I don't know if you know Jack with a black and red sparkle suit. Rapid kid.
Surname?
Oh, good question. The surname I forgot, but he somehow got 48, 48.8, 48.7. I couldn't believe it when I was driving with him.
Because
so,
how long ago was this? Back then?
Last year, literally 1 year ago.
Yeah, because I think the carts got slowed down a bit.
Right. I guess it's the same carts as well from last year, right?
Yeah, I think the carts got like limiters on it now to make it more fun.
They do like 24 hours and stuff as well, so they have to.
Yeah.
Maintain them. Yeah, absolutely. They will. A couple of things that I learned from the regular guys that day. A couple of things you can maybe try and implement next time. I like turn 1. Turn 1, are you flat basically through here?
Yeah, I brake a little bit going in there, and then I just, you know, like
flick it to the right.
Yeah, it sets you
awesome.
Up in 1.
This looks really good. What you can try is experimenting, staying on the red a bit longer, going for a slightly later turn in. So what that allows you to do is carry a bit more entry speed. And then at the last moment, so from about here, then we can cut across the track. Continue using that tap of the brakes, try and get that early in the corner, get some rotation. The idea is to then be on the gas as soon as possible. What we want to do is, similar to what you're doing here, get up to the curb, use all of this inside portion.
Yeah, because it's like
sometimes it's quite tricky. Yeah, double apex. Stay relatively tight, then immediately open up. So you hit your apex, start looking ahead to the exit.
Yeah.
What you want is carry that speed, coming into hairpin 2. What's your reference for braking here? Is there any particular?
I sometimes use like that, like the blue light as like a braking point.
This one, right?
Yeah.
That's a really good spot. One more time, let's just watch this.
And sometimes changes palm now.
Brakes. Yeah. What you want to try and do, I found that braking just a bit earlier and entering wider, so we're comfortably over this red and white patch, 2 wheels at least, can get the kart slowed down quickly, get rotation, and then get on the gas before the apex of the corner, right?
Yeah.
Have a listen to your engine after this, and give me 1 second. It looks like, there we go. You couldn't see my pen. Now you can see the pen, hopefully. Yeah, so have a listen to your engine through this sequence, lap after lap. Sometimes you're on the gas before, sometimes you're just after. Try to be consistently on the gas before the apex, and feel free to use this inside curb. You can get at least halfway onto it. try to hit the latter part, so a late apex. That'll set you up to take a shorter path. So from up here to the exit. And what you want to do is end up somewhere at this point. So you undercut and come straight out to this portion. Second hairpin, is there any reference for braking?
You don't need to brake that much actually going into hairpin 2. You can go gas very early.
Exactly, that's the key. I'd also encourage a wide entry again. Think about the white line as the limits.
It's kind of
wide. Yeah. What I found is wider I took this corner, the less I even had to brake. Sometimes you can get away even with a lift. Want to try and carry as much speed on entry. If you're going to brake or lift, do that early, but then be aggressive with the turn-in and try and cut across to the apex as soon as possible. This is a slightly different hairpin because it's got the first portion of the apex and then you've got a second portion over there. And what you should try to do is get over it. Right?
Yeah.
Have you experimented riding the inside curb?
Yeah, I've done that before, like when I was going in the inside, overtaking.
Yeah. Tighten it up, that's all. Tighten it up. That means the exit end up at the same place over here. I like how you're using all of the track. That's awesome. Stay on the red to the last moment and then come off. Flip into the floor. This is all flat. Flick the cart to the left. That's really nice. Straight line to the next portion. That's awesome. Using the curb here. Most important part going downhill now is making this corner as wide as possible.
Yeah.
Think about always going 2 wheels over the red. You can see the darker patch on the outside. And I'd encourage you to stay on there a bit longer as well. Go for a slightly later turn in.
I feel like I turned in a bit too early. That could cost me maybe 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, on this lap itself, a bit early. Maybe the other laps you did it slightly later. Just try to be on the line longer than you can. What that will help you do is take a slightly later apex over here.
Yeah.
So you want to get close like you're doing to the curb. Late apex means you can then stay on the right-hand side of the track to prepare for the left that's coming up. Stay on the right, flick it to the left. That's the key over here. So use this curb. Avoid coming all the way here and then having to open back up and then almost a zigzag. Stay either in the middle or stay further from the right and then flick it to the left. You can be really aggressive on this curb. And yeah, just like this. Look at that, riding over the curb. I would say, rather than looking ahead over here, look to the left. Think about hugging it on the left-hand side. Got to prepare for the sharp right that's coming up. Moment you can hug this left-hander more and actually stay closer to this side, easier it is to then open up the entry for this corner. You want to be relatively wide, so you can brake early again, carrying a lot of speed coming down this hill. Brake early again, good rotation. Use this curb. The outside, cut to the inside, which is really nice, going over the curb. Accelerate out the corner, that's the key. This corner, pretty much flat over here, flat through the left, early brake. Slow in, fast out is the key over here. If you're going to go for an overtake, let's say you're going to dive bomb someone on the inside, yeah, late brake. Qualifying lap, prioritize exit speed. So you have to get on the brakes a lot earlier than you think, a lot wider on entry, and get on the gas then as soon as possible after that. Flick it to the right like you're doing. Ride over this as well, almost in a straight line. Keep your wheel as straight as possible. Come to the final corner. And final corner. Really, really nice line there. That's awesome. Sharp late turn, late apex, boom. As soon as you hit your late apex, think about looking on the left-hand side, open up the corner again, neutralize your steering wheel, and get all the way back to the left-hand side as soon as possible. Final part of the track, all about placement of the kart. So from the inside back to the outside over here, flick it to the left. That's really nice. Back to the right. Yep, going all the way over the curb over here. And not bad at all. Yeah, what you can do is take the shorter path. If it's a 1 lap qualifying, try and take the even shorter path to the line. And that should maybe shave off half a tenth. But I reckon you got a couple of tenths in you. You
Yeah.
got a very, very solid foundation there. The overall line is really good. All it is, using more of the track, be a bit more aggressive on the outsides. Think about if you can widen up the corner entries a bit more by half a kart to the left. Think about braking a bit earlier, but get on the gas as soon as possible. Definitely time to be 1 hairpin 2. Not bad. Middle part of the track now, all high speed. Get out wide onto the outside. Red bit over here. Nice, using all of the curb. Stay to the left now, and then flick it to the right. Awesome. When are you going to the track next?
Probably next week before my my championship.
Yeah. See if you can implement this in practice next time.
Yeah.
All it is, everything the same. Lines are great, everything's fine. Just a wide entry, that's all. In approach for the first hairpin up to turn 1, and going downhill through the right left sequence.
Yeah.
Feel free to use more of the track. I don't think they penalize you that harshly. I don't know about in the sprint race, how track limits are or how they judge that.
It's just, I think your 2 wheels on like, I think half of your car is allowed.
Do they watch for that?
Yeah, because if more than half your car is over, you're going to get like a track limit warning.
Right. And have you got warnings before?
Not really that often. I think only when I
Okay.
get pushed a bit.
Yeah. There you go. So if that's the rule, try to maximize the rule as much as possible. So make sure you're fully 2 wheels over.
Yeah.
Don't leave any, time left there on the table, space there. And I think you should be good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions before we wrap up?
No.
It's been a pleasure, Alex. Let me know how it goes in practice next week. If you've got any more footage as well, be sure to send it over. Would love to see how you got on.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to move on to the next driver now. So feel free to stay on the live stream. If not, you can watch on the live link.
Yeah.
Take care, Alex. Take care.
You too.
All right, guys. We got a lot going on in the chat as well, which is awesome. Guys, we're going to take a 2-minute break. Let me get some footage on. What footage can we put? Let's put a bit of sunset racing. Why not? Let's find this. Let me share my screen once it's loaded. All right. I'm going to put some nice footage on in the background. And I'm going to take a quick break. Got to use the restroom. So I will be back in 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. Right, we got a couple more submissions to get through. We got Hassan, we got Ethan. Joao, can you hear me? What's up, Joao?
Hello, I can hear you.
Joao, welcome back. Welcome back. I missed the profile picture. I think last week or last time you had a picture of you in your cart. Joao from PFI. How have you been?
It's been good. Wrist recovery's been well.
Yeah, how's your wrist?
The cast is off now, so I'm back driving.
That's awesome. How was your first session back after that injury?
Weird. It felt
Weird.
so long since I've been driving.
And what did you experience? Any pain?
No, it's fine. Because I was
Amazing.
driving on the sim with my cast on, so I still have like a little bit of experience.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. And you were back at PFI?
Yeah. Should be back for the next round in 2 weeks.
Super, super. How's PFI these days?
It's really good. The drivers at the clubs is really good.
Yeah, yeah. What's the best time of year to race? Is it summer or spring?
Yeah, I mean it depends if you like, because rain is also really fun. If you prefer rain over dry, then winter's probably better. But if you prefer dry, hot lapping conditions, then summer's probably better. Just depends on what type of conditions you like to drive in.
Absolutely, absolutely. I saw you shared some footage. What we're gonna do is have time to go over that next week. That's all right.
Okay.
We reached the limit of 5 for today. We still got a couple more to go over. But feel free to stick around if you want. But next week definitely we can go through your footage. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. What's up, Muhammad? Welcome back. How have you been, Muhammad? Very well, thank you. I think it's quite late for you, right? In UAE.
Well, not in in Europe, so yeah.
Oh, you're in Europe. Okay, not to worry. Then you're a couple of hours behind, actually. Not bad, not bad. How's testing going? You signed up to is it 8K Karting? What was the name of the team?
Yeah, yeah. Just one day.
Sorry, bro. You're cutting off. Can you speak closer to the mic? I'm finding it difficult to hear
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Sorry, I think my what's it called hand was covering the mic, but anyways.
No worries.
Yeah, so no, it was just one day of practice, just testing out the new engines and stuff. They're quite similar to OKM from what I've understood, but yeah, it's it's fun. And
How was the experience? Was it at Rack Track you drove?
No, actually in Dubai.
Okay, Kartdrome. How was it driving there? It was the first time in Owner Kart you drove in Dubai?
Oh no, it was my second time. This time I finally with my own car. But yeah, no, it was okay. It was I was getting to getting to the team because I don't know, I guess team vibe over whatever you could call it, and getting to know my teammates, learning from them. Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. It was actually good fun.
How was
I'm eager to come back.
And how is a typical session for those who don't do owner karting? How does that work? You do 4 or 5 sessions in a day and then it's split up?
Yeah, no, so it's like I would say 5 to 7 sessions max, and specifically on a track like Dubai. Since you've got also the rental sessions in between for a specific time. But yeah, every session is 15 minutes and split between or not each session split, but it's they'll do one session for micro and mini, and then one session for junior and senior, and for the bigger carts and shifters.
Amazing.
Yeah,
so
no, sometimes
you're enjoying it now.
Yeah, sometimes they would have they'd have literally just an open track where you can get out there and drive as long as you want.
When's the next time you're going? Is it every week you plan to go?
I'd say like a few times. I think in a month, like I'd say weekly, once, twice, something like that, depending also
Yeah,
on
yeah.
where the cut takes them, by each round.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Did you have any footage you wanted to go through or something for today?
Oh no, I think I'm just watching, and yeah,
Yeah,
when I
no,
finally
you're
get
welcome.
to mount my GoPro, yeah, thanks. Yeah, when I get my GoPro mounted onto the cart, I'll have some footage and we could review that, inshallah.
That'll be awesome, inshallah. Feel free to stick around whilst we finish off today's session. We got a couple of drivers. We're gonna go through.
Yeah, no worries.
Hassan, can you hear me?
Hi, Omar.
Welcome,
Hello?
welcome, Hassan. Hassan,
Thank you.
just very, very quickly address EJ's question. I use a GoPro, a Hero 10, and Insta 360. What the footage you're seeing over here is GoPro Hero 10. Very, very nice quality. I believe it might be worth going to Hero 12 now, just because they got the better stabilization, wider field of view. However, DJI have a very good camera in the market now. Very competitive. It does 4K, 120 FPS, and I reckon I'm going to get that one next and do a GoPro versus Insta versus DJI review. Insta 360 is great for reviewing everything in your 360 view, but the sharpness is nowhere near as clear as you see on GoPro. So really, Insta is just for nice short highlights. Hassan, let's go back to you. You're
Yep.
very patiently waited. I know you've been waiting since last week, actually. I apologize that we missed.
No, it's fine. It's I think I joined a little bit later as well. But I mean, it's fine. But
yeah,
the
with
biggest
sorry,
just talk. No, just say.
I was just saying, with the track help sessions, I'm gonna put the new pin comment for the next session directly after this session. So
Yeah.
if I did say we're going to review it next week, just respond to the latest pin comment. Otherwise you'll get lost in last week's and then we don't get a chance
I get
to
it.
go for it. But this is as of last week, and you're back at, what was it, this track
It's
name?
called the Race Hall. Yeah,
Race Hall, that's it, Race Hall.
The world's biggest indoor track.
No way, this is the world's biggest.
Yeah, it's 1.25 kilometers.
That is amazing. What are you doing with your phone? Is that?
So basically, what you can do is that they have an app, so you can basically choose your name to so that you can see your timings. And I tried to press on my name, but I think I chose the wrong settings, so I could see all of them instead of only mine.
I can see you're particularly tapping away there. That's so cool, especially for a massive indoor track like this. You need to have some kind of live timing.
Yeah.
Just so
there's also a big screen right there on the left.
Oh yeah, there's a big screen. That's perfect. Because a lot of people struggle in terms of getting to the next step for their timing. So they establish a fast lap, and they say, how can I improve on that? The best way you can do that is supplement it with live timing. So what you do is you keep your line exactly the same for the lap, and one corner out of that lap, you change something, whether you brake early, you apex later, whatever, but one corner only. And you see if that impacts your lap time positively or negatively. And do it 5-10 laps in a row to have a conclusive answer. If it's genuinely faster with that one change, I found something which I can improve on my line. If it's making you slower consistently, then that's not working. So try a different corner now and implement something new. So what was the plan for this session? It's half an hour, so a lot of driving.
So I was going over with my dad because he wanted to pay.
Nice.
That it was a win-win for me. and I
can't
got
turn down free karting.
yeah, exactly. So I got number 19. Yeah, and this thing was fast, like really fast. If you actually listen to the riffs, you can see it actually goes higher than all the other carts.
Wow.
So I've never driven this
Insane.
fast in a car. So that thing was very good, though it was very understeery. I don't know if you can see it in the footage, but you really had to turn it just to.
Yeah, look at that. Lots of understeer.
Exactly. But I got my personal best, even though the lines are not that great.
Yeah.
I still got my personal best because it's a rocket ship.
And how did you get this cart? By luck, or they just?
Yeah, just by luck.
You cannot request a cart at the track?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay, so it keeps everyone with random carts. Not bad, not bad.
Exactly.
But you see, by going regularly, you'll get lucky.
Yeah.
One of the days you'll get
more luck, more knowledge.
Yeah, you see, with a faster cart, and I mean, this is understeering a lot in the. Did you feel more in the left-hand corners or right-hand corners?
I mean, it was a bit of time ago, but I feel like it was just understeery.
Yeah, look at that. So this is a classic example. You're braking, trying to turn. Look at how much steering angle you have to put in, and still not making the apex.
Exactly.
What you'll find is, what did you try to resolve that?
I think I tried to brake a bit harder and try to force the rear end to get a bit loose. But the problem was just that my after on the corner exit, my car just started jumping, so that was a problem I had.
Yeah, a bit of jumping over here. Watch this. We go through the right, and that's because of the excess speed. So, who's this driver in front, by the way?
It's just a guy driving. I have no idea. Just a little bit of
the traffic. Yeah.
Exactly. Just.
So, what is your previous personal best?
So my previous personal best was a 116.0, and this or 116.0, not 0, and this was a 115.4 or 5.
Wow!
So
Wow!
It's 5 to 6 tenths faster.
Yeah. And I mean, you're obviously a experienced driver, so to make those half a second improvements is actually huge. So definitely you can say it's kart specific, which benefits. But then
a lot,
a bit more time maybe can be found had it had less understeer, or you're able to overcome that. But what you got to understand in a fast kart like this is being a bit more aggressive is not necessarily going to slow you down. You've got that extra speed to make up for having a sharper input, or even this shaking that you're getting. That's just a result of kart going too fast, and also too much grip as well.
I think this was actually my fastest. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No,
but I think
worries.
this was my fastest lap because it looks pretty good.
It looks really good so far. You're clipping pretty much all of the apexes. Let's just see how it ends. I'm just watching your steering inputs. Yeah, they're shaking there. Yeah, it's horrible when that happens. I know that feeling. Yep, really smooth there. Oh, this corner. This corner is always difficult. Yeah, what happens here is the kart reacts negatively to the change in direction.
Yeah.
And it causes you then to counter steer, then lose the revs, miss the apex as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes what you will end up doing is being on the brakes longer and more progressively. But that's one thing I found with faster karts. You can't expect to brake at the same point you normally do with a slower kart and get the same behavior from the kart. So the same rotation.
When if you look at the timings, you can actually see that I'm very fast at the start, but then I get slower and slower because I use the same braking points and turning points and all that.
Yeah, and it's just over it.
So it kind of slows me down because instead of going faster and just missing the apex just a little, I'm going slower just to hit the apex. If it makes sense.
So that's just two simple things you can maybe remember for next time. Is earlier brakes and being on the brakes a bit longer. Just because we have that much more speed, we have to slow the go-kart down a bit more. What I would recommend is also, being hard on the brakes, going for rotation, but it seems this kart reacts negatively. It jumps a lot when you do that sudden change. So if you watch over, where is it? Here, yeah. So you're going to come through the right-hand hairpin, and then there's going to be the mini chicane, the right, left. So you're coming through here, much smoother. Look at that. Wow, what a difference one lap makes. What's the difference here? You're progressive on the brakes. Really nice example. So watch this. Brake, you're holding brake pressure, and turning. And look at that, you released at the apex. So this was more a trail brake you did.
Yeah.
If we rewind to here, watch your left foot, brake and release.
Yeah.
So threshold brake here doesn't work. Amazing how you're able to change that within a lap. Actually, this is spot on.
I have no idea how I did it.
Natural. It's natural.
Yeah, exactly.
You won't even realize you've done this, but it's in the back of your mind that last lap, this corner was really difficult, right? So what you did now is you're more conservative. Let me brake early and let me be on the brakes longer. And look how that's impacted your driving. Nice and smooth on turning, you achieve the apex. And that's so much faster. So sometimes smooth and a bit more braking is fast in a kart which has more speed.
Yep.
And it makes sense because what you'll find, the more horsepower and the more power your go-kart has, the more we go from threshold brake to then trail brake. So it's a simple
it makes sense.
Simple correlation. So you can see over here, early brake, carrying the brakes into the corner, release now at the apex. I think some of your fastest laps would have been around now. And you're able to get rid of that understeer as well. When you're more progressive on the brakes, the kart isn't kind of fight or snap out on you. It'll go pretty much exactly where you direct it. If you're getting excessive understeer, then you really have to start turning in early, like you did over here. Watch this. Boom. Look at that. Turning early, well before the apex of the corner. And despite turning in early like that, only then do you just about make the corner. It looked like an empty track. This is a really
it was good
session.
day. But if you look at the end, there's like a part where there's basically two people in one cart. So there's a bit more. But there wasn't that much. Yeah.
Let's see. Just catching up to them now. But this is always a vibe. Two-seater carts. Have you driven it? Have you taken anyone in a two-seater
No,
cart?
I mean, I wish. I really want to, go out and drive with my mom.
I know.
It would be so fun.
You gotta take.
I was a bit cautious because I didn't want to hit them.
Of course.
But
nice.
You need to be 18. But I'm planning on asking because I've driven here so much.
When is your next round of the championship?
So
you were telling me you were competing.
Yeah, exactly. So it was actually today.
How did it go?
Well, normally I'm at the bottom, but today it actually went pretty great. So, the format.
Awesome.
The format is there's two heats. There's one qualifying, two heats, and a finale. And in the qualifying, you get 2 laps, your timing, and then there's heat 1, which is 6 laps, and
Okay.
and then for heat 2, then from 10 and above is reverse grid, and then rest is just normal.
Wow.
And then for the finale, it's basically just all the points you've gathered from quali and both of the heats,
Yeah,
combined, that determines your position.
how were the
So
results for your race today?
so I didn't best qualifying, so I think I got P18.
Yep.
No, I think P18 or P16, and then I got up to P12.
Amazing. Yeah.
So I have no idea how I did it. I just did it.
That is
And
a huge result.
then at heat 2, it didn't go that great. I got down to P21.
Uh-huh.
So, but at the finale, I started P15 because of the points, and then I got up to P13 out of
Nice.
25. So
That's a
normally
personal best finish, I think, right?
yeah, exactly. Because normally I'm at the bottom split, at the bottom top 5, but here,
Yeah.
I was basically at the midfield.
So what was the difference from the last round to this? How did you make the step into midfield?
Well, I think I got a good card.
Oh, that
because,
always helps.
on the last step I overtook one of the best drivers on our team.
Amazing. Yeah, yeah.
So I think it was the card, but also I started working on my braking because I just experimenting a little bit.
Yeah.
I got into college, and there in the same class, there's a guy that races at the same spot.
All right.
So we've just been talking about lines and everything.
Yeah, there you go. Speaking with other drivers.
So I've also realized that in turn 1 we talked about it, and then we said that I should brake without getting to that bite point where the end get loose. But I realized that instead of doing that, I should work on my braking so that I get neutral steer, but not
Amazing.
oversteer.
Amazing. Yeah, look at that.
So
So small things like that, and it obviously helps. I think one thing is confidence. So, like, what was it? Heat
yeah,
1, you
exactly.
finished P12, was it?
Yeah.
The first heat that day. So that means you're capable of being in those positions. And then I think this is your level now. Established now. Hopefully in the next round you can repeat, do similar result, if not even break into top 10. But it's a combination of factors in terms of your kart, in terms of getting lucky with battling. Did anyone crash you, or did you avoid any crashes?
Yeah, a bit. Basically at turn 3.
Yeah.
So actually, I was wrong about one thing. There's not a start and a finish. Because I talked to the guy at my college and said there's only this line that's coming up here. This is the start finish line.
Yeah. Oh, that's the start finish, not the end.
Yeah. No. So basically, the time ends there and starts new also there. If it makes sense.
Gotcha. So it's
Because
not like the previous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I did not know that, but now I know.
Okay.
So if you just go back just a little bit.
Let me just rewind to the start line again.
Yeah, right here. There's a guy on the outside, and he thought he had overtaken me, so he pushed me in. Yeah, but it didn't hurt me so much. It hurt him. So
yeah,
So-
people will get aggressive, and that's all part of the racing, because the organizers won't penalize, every
Racing.
single thing. So sometimes you got to get your elbows out. You got to be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
And
I think also there was one of the things I got down to 21 because I don't think I was aggressive enough. Like everyone around me, some corners were 3-4 wide, which was crazy.
And there you go. That's what it is. The more races you do, the tougher driver you'll become, and you'll actually learn the limits of. I can actually be aggressive here. I can maybe push a guy. Not that you're trying to do anything malicious, but that's just how you have to drive in rental sometimes. If you
Yeah.
if you're Mr. Nice Guy, you won't win. Unfortunately, nice guys don't win, and you'll see the top guys. There's always they're on the limit of aggression, and there's certain moves that they'll pull off where, in the moment of the race, you'll feel, oh, he did something aggressive to me, but looking off the track, it just looked like a normal overtake, and
Yeah.
that's the level that those guys are at. So it's just a matter of doing more and more races, and the midfield is the perfect spot to feel the heat of the action, because
Yeah.
that's where everyone is just fighting like crazy. With the leaders, there's a bit more strategy. They like to work together a bit and then pull away, and then they'll battle. In midfield, it's like every single lap there's people going for positions as if their life depends on it.
Yeah, but I also think personally, I think I did a very great job, because
Yes.
I'm 15 kilos overweight than everyone else.
Oh, okay.
So I'm being competitive while also being in an advantage.
Definitely. That's a real positive. And it's important, as much as you identify things you want to improve on, make sure you know what your strengths are, whether it's a certain line through a corner, or you're confident in braking in a corner compared to other drivers, and that's your strength. I believe it's, if you look at some of the top drivers in F1, Lewis Hamilton is one of the best late breakers. He's just able to brake so much late.
I
and
saw
so
a story about his dad that basically that looked where the top professional brake, and then he moved a couple of meters closer, and then he said, you need to brake here.
Exactly. And he attributes his late braking to that, because what became something very difficult to master, through practice, he's now become one of the best at it. Things like wet weather driving as well, that's another example.
Yeah.
That some drivers have a strength at that, some drivers just panic when it gets wet. When is the next training session or practice session?
So practice session is next Sunday.
Perfect.
The next Grand Prix is in a month about. So, but I actually wanted to talk about. I can't talk. I want to talk to you about another thing. I was at so in Copenhagen, once a year we basically just close down the streets, and then we do like a historical race.
Wow.
So I was over there. I was not driving, unfortunately, but I was over there, and then I met a guy.
Yeah.
Which we're just talking. He was one of the drivers, and then he offered me to drive a owner card.
Nice.
So I'm really excited about that.
When's that?
So he's about in September, because he had some races right now. So he said he had time in September. But I just want to ask you, what should I be prepared for? Because he said that you would experience the same G's as a Formula 3 card.
So which car and kart and engine is it?
I'm not quite sure. I mean, my guess would be Rotax Senior.
Probably something like that.
Yeah,
is it a shifter? Did he say it's a shifter?
No, I don't think it's a shifter.
Because shifter is where you'll feel the G forces of Formula car. Definitely. KZ2. If you watch KZ2 videos, holy moly, that's just insane. And you can break a rib easily with that if you're not careful. But so you basically have experience from indoor karting only. Have you done any outdoor karting?
At the track that I'm going to, I did one session where it was in November, and there was like just a bit of water on the track, and I was driving terribly. That's the only experience.
It was wet outdoors, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
On outdoors, expect a lot more bumpy ride, curbs as well at the inside of corners. In the background, this is some owner car footage from me driving, and especially when you're battling at the starts, it's very sensitive. I reckon
Yeah.
you're going to go for an open track day, so you're not going to have a
Yeah,
race.
I don't think I'm gonna race. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna race. I just think it's gonna be some practice
When it's
so
your
that I can
first,
try it.
yeah, when it's your first experience, build up the first 15 laps. So first 5 laps, nice and slow, then medium speed, then we start pushing.
Okay.
Things you want to really work on is braking. So this is where you can really master trail braking,
Yeah.
where it's the same hard braking period, but this time
But
we
then
can bleed off the brakes, right?
yeah.
As we get towards the apex of the corner. So think about braking late, braking hard, bleed off the brakes at the apex of the corner, and then control the throttle application. These carts have a lot of power. The moment you put your foot down, there'll be a short delay, especially in road tax, and then suddenly there'll be a big boost.
Okay.
Classic example is just coming out this chicane over here. So we brake, we're slowly feeding the power. About now,
Yeah.
we'll be
I
full
see.
on the gas, and then
Yeah.
boom.
It's
You
as
get
soon
a-
as the revs get high,
Yeah.
the engine goes off.
And then you'll feel movement in the rear of the cart because it's unstable.
Yeah.
We're building up lots of speed. Look at this. We're coming to a heavy braking point. So this is hairpin. Slow it down. What I'm doing is, if you watch my left foot over here, hard on the brakes, carrying it all the way into the corner, and just releasing at the apex.
Yeah.
It's really fun when you can master this. You're braking at the last moment, hard initially, and when you bleed off the brakes, you're slowly slowing the cart down even more. It's one of the best feelings you can get. Just pay attention to my steering wheel though. Neutral steer. That's the way to
Yeah.
go. A lot of opposite rotation as well. Especially under braking, the harder you brake, the more neutral steer you'll get. The more you'll start counter steering. And using your body weight and stuff, it's a lot more sensitive, so you don't have to lean as much, right? You can
Yeah.
actually stay stable in your cart and fixed in the cart seat. Hands in a fixed position at all
Yeah.
times. I
How
like
about
your yeah.
Should you go upwards at the steering wheel or just 3
Yeah.
and 9?
Start with 3 and 9, but the way you were driving on the last footage you shared, try
Yeah.
that as well.
Okay.
But 3 and 9 is about right.
Okay. And how about is the G-forces actually high?
Yeah,
Or
definitely. So you're really gonna feel it on the neck because
the
you're
neck?
carrying so much more speed in the corner. That force goes against your neck. I don't know the configuration you're gonna be driving on, but
Yeah, I actually
yeah.
know. If you search up at this is a Danish name, so it's RO
Yeah.
S no
Sorry.
SK I, yeah, exactly, the first result, and then Roskilde, and then just racing. Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Roskilde. Oh wow, you got the one and only Mr. Redactions himself.
But the problem is you can film in Denmark, so I don't know.
Yeah. No, this is a top driver.
Yeah, I've
Redaction.
seen him before. So this is the layout.
Wow, what a track. Definitely you'll be driving Rotax or maybe Miami. What a track.
I've also because I found the track on Assetto Corsa, so I've actually
Nice.
just been practicing a bit just so I know the layout.
Nice. Very tight and definitely looks like it's going to be demanding on your neck.
Yeah.
Just by looking at some of these corners. Long straight, love that. Hard brake. You got some really nice footage. I'd watch this video before you go.
Okay.
It's a top driver, Redactions.
Yeah, I've seen him before. So yeah, Harry's asking what card on AC do you use? I'm not quite sure. I just searched up Go Karts in Assetto Corsa, and then I used a version with 28 horsepower, I think. About how much, Omar, how much
Yes.
horsepower does a Rotax Senior have?
30.
30? Okay.
You should get ad blocker. I never even knew ad blocker exists, but let me look into that, definitely. Because we're watching all YouTube links.
You should use something called ad speed up. So it basically speeds
Ah.
up the ad, and it kind of avoids the ad blocker thing.
Okay, okay. I'll have
That's
to look
anyway
into that,
what I use.
definitely. Because yeah, we don't want to have ads running every time we run a video. Honestly, looking at this track then, curbs, because it's something different to what you're currently driving at. I'd watch Redaction, see what curbs they're taking, and watch the drivers around him. For example, you can be really aggressive on
Yeah.
curbs like this. You can actually jump and get a boost. Other curbs, you stay off.
Yeah.
So initially, I'd stay off, a lot of the curbs, similar to what these guys are doing, and then slowly experiment where you can go. The problem with curbs is it can hook your tire in the wrong way, and then you just have no
I've
control and
experienced that in sim racing.
yeah, it damage the car. So you don't want to damage someone's car that is lending it to you.
Yeah.
You can hear there. This is really late on the brakes. Just listen to this braking.
Very hard as well.
Yeah, that mini scrubbing sound. That's pretty much the limit, maybe just over the limit. But you want to brake hard and look at how that manipulates the neutral steer. It's a right-hand corner, but because he's braking hard, he's pushing against the steering wheel, and he's actually counter-steering a few degrees. Awesome. Let me know how it goes. Are you able to get some GoPro footage? You got your GoPro, right?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy my own helmet and I'm gonna put some mounts on it.
Yeah.
So I
Go
think
for
it's gonna. I really I'm really excited because
should be.
Because I've never driven a Rotax Senior before, or just any owner card. I've only had experience with the rental cards.
Yeah. Oh, enjoy this experience, because really this is the purest form of karting. It's really fast. It's top speed and physical. Be ready to be sore the next day. Was anything else before we wrap up?
No, I think that was pretty much it.
Amazing. It's always a pleasure, Hassan. And looking forward to seeing how you get on with the owner card experience. Be sure to get some footage if you can. It's been a pleasure, Hassan. We're going to move on to the final.
Yep. I'm going to sleep now. Good night.
Take care. Ethan, thank you so much for waiting.
Hey, what's up?
Ethan, what time is it in the States for you at the moment?
Where I am, it's 2:37.
PM, right?
Yeah.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah.
I want to go straight into your footage, actually, because you do driving at, is this a K1 speed? One of the K1 speed tracks?
Yeah.
Amazing. Have we reviewed your footage before on Track Help?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I believe it's the first time we've actually gone through the footage. I know you've joined the sessions before, but we haven't actually gone through. So how regular do you go to this track? I mean, where is it, first of all? K1 speed?
It's in Boise. It's in Idaho.
Okay.
I was going to go today, but I just got back from camping, so I'm exhausted.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I'm going to start going like every Sunday.
And this session is an open practice.
Yeah, it's an arrive and drive.
Amazing. Empty track?
Yeah.
For you? Do they give you speed 4? That's the maximum speed.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We were chatting to Yusuf earlier. He did K1 speed in another location, and first couple of times they would limit his speed.
Yeah,
this looks good. How often do you drive here?
I'm trying to go every week, but it's expensive.
Yeah, K1 Speed. Have they been putting up the prices?
A little
Each
bit,
year?
yeah. And it's not a very long session. You know, it's like a couple. It's like 15 laps.
Right. How many dollars do they charge?
It's $50 for one session. Then on Tuesdays they do buy two get one free.
$50 for 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 laps. It's like a
Wow.
like a 25-second lap.
No way. So you're getting, is it 4 minutes? What we see over here?
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit more. I had to cut some out because.
Yeah. No, that's extortionate. Actually, you know, outdoor tracks are cheaper than that for 15 minutes. Outdoor
Yeah,
gas.
Idaho doesn't have a
So
lot of outdoor tracks. They have owner con.
yeah. I know.
They don't have outdoor rentals.
No, I'm
Oh.
just shocked.
Oh.
Harry, go for it.
Might be cheaper at that point.
Sorry.
I think owner karting might be cheaper if you than K1 Speed here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. No. You know, in tracks like this, multi-level, they're quite interesting because there's a couple of lines you can take. Do you have a green boost button which you can utilize?
It does. I don't think it works.
Okay, because
yeah.
the boost you can use it strategically for some of the ramps and things. It looks like you're only using like half of the layout. Did they cut it off over here?
That's the junior layout.
Ah, junior layout. Okay.
If you go on Wednesday, they have the full track.
So just talk me through a lap as we come towards the end. Is this the end of the lap now?
Yeah, this is the last corner right here.
Awesome. Why don't you just go through certain braking points and lifting points, if any? How many times do you brake across this lap?
Not very much. It's pretty.
Not very much, right?
It's very light braking if you do.
Yeah.
Except the last hairpin. But right here, these three corners are flat out.
Turn one.
It's very, very precise. So this one's flat out.
Awesome line through there. Let me just slow it down as well. Flat through the right, using the track on the left.
Yeah, flat
Back
here.
to the right. Awesome.
Flat there, and then here it's a little brake. It's not a ton. It's
okay.
Like just to rotate the car a little bit.
Early brake you're going for?
Yeah.
Is it on feeling or is it just on certain reference?
It's honestly just feeling for all these corners. I haven't set a braking point yet.
Awesome. I can see there. Yep, early brake. You're back on the accelerator, ready, nice and close. Going uphill now. Want to carry as much speed as possible here. Brake or lift as you turn right?
Right here, I don't brake on the first apex. It's a double apex.
Okay.
I don't brake right here. I go wide so I can carry more speed, and then I brake here to rotate the car.
So skip the first part, and then again on feeling, just braking it. It gets a bit bumpy there. That's awesome. Late apex or mid to late apex, not bad. And then take the shortest path there. That's really nice. So you're actually setting up to get the best exit over here. From the right back to the left, looks good. Downhill now. Again, taking a straight path.
This is really bumpy down here.
Whoa, look at the elevation change. Bam. Yeah. Where's the braking over here for the final?
It's just feeling. I mean, honestly. Yeah.
On feeling. I can see already.
I want to definitely set braking points. I just haven't had a chance, I guess.
You can slowly add that in through the final hairpin. Nice. Really late apex. I was just going to say, and it's technically a double hairpin corner. So that's why.
I watched your video on that, and it helped me with the line through there.
That's awesome because you're braking for the first part, and then is the rest flat? You're just back on the accelerator.
Right here, you're like flat, and you lift a tiny bit to rotate.
Yeah, tiny bit. How about leaning in any of these corners? Are you leaning?
Yeah, I'm leaning to the outside.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Leaning is always important in tight technical corners like this, especially when it's relatively low speed and you're trying to take them flat. The more weight we can put on these outside tires by leaning, the easier it'll be to take it flat. Sometimes you have to give it a sharp turn in as well to manipulate more rotation.
Yeah, I'm pretty smooth on my steering inputs. I don't know why.
I think that's the biggest takeaway from this is overall there's not much input. Keeping a neutral steer, which means you're maximizing the speed out the car. The moment you start turning the steering wheel too much, you're scrubbing speed.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of the braking points and things, I think that will help you achieve consistency. So what happens, for example, over here?
Yeah.
There's a bit of a gap to the apex. These are tiny things we're picking on now. But what you want to do is drive each lap as similar as possible. Moment you start missing apex points, you're braking a bit too late, you're carrying a bit too much speed. This is really nice through this turn. And it's a simple layout, so there's not much to, really think about.
Yeah, I'm trying to find more tracks near me that I can kind of go to.
Yeah. Get nice and early on the brakes through the final corner. Awesome. Line looks really nice through the entry and now the exit. Really, really solid. So you put on the academy that, just reviewing your comment, you're able to improve your timing quite a lot.
Yeah, I've improved probably, like, as I've gotten better, it's gotten more difficult, but I've improved, like, I started doing sim racing, like iRacing quite a lot. And
okay, yeah.
I improved by like 4 seconds in 2 months. And then I just kept on improving.
Amazing. How have you found sim racing helps real life?
Just understanding lines, and I don't know if this is like cringe or something, but I love going fast and being on the edge of everything.
Yeah.
So like the first couple turns, you kind of clinch up a little bit because I've hit the wall a couple times.
On the track, right? Yeah.
If it's not perfect, then you hit the wall. But I think that's the best part of doing this track, especially.
Yeah. And is it quite physical at full speed, this track?
On certain carts, some of them are really light steering, so
yes.
It's not super difficult. Some are really heavy, and that makes it more difficult. But yeah, so as I've done it more, it's gotten like less physical for me because I just cardio and stuff like that.
Exactly. You're already training outside of karting.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. The next step I think for you is try to find some other tracks if there are. Are you looking to get involved in owner karting?
I've looked into it, but
yeah,
I don't know how to build a cart. I mean, yeah.
The costs the costs are a lot high because you need that initial investment to buy the cart or build it, and then storage, then the ongoing spare parts and all this stuff. It becomes a hassle. It's a whole project in itself.
Mm-hmm.
But the enjoyment you get from it, and if you can do even like a league race with it, which a lot of these owner kart tracks do, it makes it worth it in that sense. And the speed, of course, is a lot higher. Yeah. What you can do, if you want to get too hands-on and things, you can look around for good deals, whether it's brand new or even a good second-hand cart. And normally with the second-hand carts, if you find a good deal, the guy will give you a whole bunch of spare parts, maybe a few sets of tires, cart trolley, all these things just to get you set up. So then the monthly cost will just be fuel, spare tires, and then you obviously got to get to know your cart. If you don't have a mechanic of your own, you got to then take care of that mechanical side of things. And normally at the track, there's teams as well who can help you and provide those services. But yeah, that's really the next level that's the top level in karting, owner karting. But after indoor, you can maybe try and go for outdoor gas carts. I don't know how available that is for you in terms of rentals. Outdoor rental gas carts. Are there any tracks like that?
I've looked. There's like a lot of indoor electric carts. I'm in Idaho, which is like a country state in the U.S.
Okay.
Karting isn't crazy big in the U.S., but then you also pair that with being in the country.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Yeah. There's a couple.
I get you.
Like a couple. Just gonna look at one. Is it? Yeah, I'll send the link in the chat.
Go
There's
for it.
this.
Take a look.
It's electric indoor, I'm pretty sure, but the website's pretty outdated, but it's fun.
Yeah, location is always necessary. Oh, so these are actually Sodi carts. Wow, that's amazing. So gas Sodi carts, and look at that. They got a competitive leaderboard. That looks like it's a challenge of some sort they got.
Mm-hmm.
And have you been here?
I've been to the old one. They relocated, but
This looks like a big warehouse, I think.
yeah.
You're saying they went electric though?
Yeah, they turned into electric go-karts.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought this looks like an old video. Yeah, a new track is always worth trying. How long have you been to the K1 speed that we just reviewed?
I mean,
How
I
long have you
went
done that?
like 2 years is how long I've been going, but I haven't been taking it seriously since since May. So,
Yeah, and really, if you're part of some kind of a race league or there's competitions you're going for that, then you'll take it more seriously. Otherwise, it'll just be a hobby and you go whenever you have spare time, kind of thing.
yeah, I'm in a
So-
league at K1.
Oh, you are? Ah, okay.
Yeah. I won my first race that I ever did there.
Amazing.
But ever since then, I've had some bad luck with like safety stuff and stuff like that. So
Okay, right,
Yeah.
right. Be taking it easy after that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Gotcha. No, it was awesome to review that. Any other questions before we round off for
No,
today?
yeah, this was great though.
No, I really appreciate you sharing it. Finally, being able to go through it. If you're able to get any other footage of any new tracks you go to, be sure to share it. And if you've got any questions as well, post it on the academy or join one of these sessions on Sundays. Definitely go through it with you. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
It's been a pleasure, Ethan. It's been
Yeah,
a pleasure,
thank you.
everyone, actually. And I'm just going to round off with the live chat. We got someone on YouTube, Banakos. On Tuesday, I'm driving karts. I'm a beginner. Can you tell me anything about braking? If you're a beginner, think about braking early before the corner. Avoid carrying too much speed into the turns. Always think about how fast can I exit the corner, not how fast can I enter the corner.
Slow in, fast out.
Slow and fast out. Golden rule. Especially when you're new, can be overwhelming. The first few laps, you'll be going 100% on the gas, and suddenly there'll be a tight corner like a hairpin, a U-turn, and then you'll turn frantically and slide and maybe go into the barrier. Stage yourself. So first few laps of the track, feel out which corners you can go fast. A lot of the corners, yeah, you can take without braking, but there's some corners, as I said, tight corners require braking. So try and do that early in the corner and progressively build up your speed on exit. We had Iqbal. Can you take a look at the track in Hungary? Name's Sering. Let's take a look at that next week. Oh, certainly. If you want to join in on the academy as well, we can go through that together and discuss it as we're rounding off today's session. Just join using the pinned link. And it looks like that's about it for today. It's been a really, really good session. We tried a new format of streaming, some new overlays and things. I think it ran a lot smoother than last week, which is the positive. And we're going to hopefully get TikTok live stream going soon as well. There's lots of people on TikTok. We need to find a way to get track help out to them. Thanks to everyone who submitted their footage for today. Those who didn't get a chance to go through theirs, let's save it for next week. I'm going to put the pinned comment out for next week, tomorrow. So give it a few hours. I'll get the session replay up, and then I'll get the new pinned link on the academy. But until next week, 9 or 6 p.m. GMT, guys, I'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.